This is roll 123, slate 218, A camera.
Run it. Cut it. Go. No, cut. Ready? Okay. No. Going again. No. Perhaps the. No. Okay. That's all right. Must be that camera then. Oh no. Okay. No. Okay. Oh, Jesus. The pulse came through.
Tony, do you remember the city?
Yeah.
This is B-roll 113 for B camera. Slate 219 on B camera,
Ethan, where's your photographs? He's got some great photographs. Yes, please. Go. Secret mic hidden away there. Body has been. Because you can do 4 different angles for the person, they've got a different colour.
Colour each side, yeah.
What's going to happen? Is the show still going to happen, do you think?
That's why we're here today,
That's good.
to see what...
See what can be done. Paul, you get us a cup of tea?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want one?
Mal's get me one, thanks.
Oh, fine. Just one.
Well, thank you for the tea, Malcolm.
There we go. If you could stand out the way of that hidden camera over there, Mal.
Well, he's not
Sit
in the
down.
way, actually. I am now drinking my tea.
I went to the premiere of Wonder Walk last night.
Oh, what's it like?
Oh, I like it, yeah.
I like the film too. After a couple of times, is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
First time's a lot.
You see it a lot. Jack
Yeah.
McGowan does so many nice little things.
Yeah.
It's just little things.
Who directed that?
Oh,
Joe.
Joe Messo. I think.
Yeah. Really got slated in the papers though.
Yeah.
There you, Glenn.
Hello, Glenn.
There we go.
That's all we have to say to you.
You can go now. Well, you like to keep the chin up, you know.
Definitely your
and
colour,
fucking
Red Ringo.
take-
Definitely your colour.
Especially to the right, it's not a
Doesn't
good
it,
side, the
my
right
eyes?
side.
These things drive me crazy trying to look at these. Isn't it?
Very good, Ethan. They're really very good. Very, very much. Yeah.
Some nice ones there.
In fact, you can stay for another day.
Yeah, once you get over the sniggering.
That'd be nice.
It's over.
No, it's
Sorry, I thought
by
they
a
were
fellow called Brute Force. We got it in America. I enjoyed the 8-track sent over.
Yeah.
And it's the King of Fuck. And FUH. So it's like sort of the chorus is like hail beauty, hail beauty, hail. What was it? Mighty fucking.
Oh, the
It's
guy
that
who played
one.
the LP of in Trident.
No.
There's another one of those
But
fellas.
it gets fucking into it, you know.
Yeah.
But once you get over
What?
the sort of sniggering about
What was on it?
it's a nice song,
Yeah.
a nice tune.
It's not exactly
nice
Michael's
words.
angle, is it?
Which one? I know. I
It's
tend to
like a
avoid that
pregnant
one.
cow. It's not exactly Michael's angle.
Have you seen it?
You did it Monday morning. How was the meeting?
The meeting was fine. A lot of good things, but then, you know, they all sort of fell apart in the end.
What is that?
Have you heard this girl on death row? I don't think he'd like to remember it either. About 1959 or so, just found this record. The girl on death
One of the
row.
nicest, funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's just good impression of the bones. No, valid.
I just don't like
Are they changing that camera, Paul?
Never met him, man. You were just.
No, that's alright, I don't know anything about him.
Have you got a light bulb?
Yeah.
Looks on the remote button.
What's the remote button?
There's a little auxiliary.
Yeah, does it work on that?
It looks on that.
Amazing, because I couldn't get the remote button to work last week.
Oh yeah, I'll take copies of this one, where do you go?
See?
Oh, the reception afterwards is just one of those film receptions, you know, with all the bow ties.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Was it really bow tie?
well, yeah, it's just
Oh well, it was on that cinema.
Centre.
Yeah, the new place. I didn't think they'd go in for bow ties. I mean, this. I thought that's what their idea was. They're showing several films, and none of them are sort of your Ginger Rogers ones.
Yeah, I think they were showing
They're all
all
just-
and all four. You know, it's just for the opening.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Well, because there was a program on where it looked as if they were going to show all different films on each floor.
Yeah, I think they will do, but
Just
you know,
for the
last
opening.
night for the opening, they chose Wonderwall. But it was all that, and the reception afterwards, you know, was just packed. But after they'd eaten like ice cream and these hot whatever they are, and they were great. And I just got 2 plates, one for someone. I put one down. I just turned me back on a woman and pushed up this ciggy out. Oh, dolled up to the nines, you know, like an absolute pig.
That's true, I think.
Morning. Fine, you?
Just half dressed up in long evening dresses and the others in half evening suits. And at the end they just went off dancing away. It's crazy. Disappointed the baby though, lads. He likes you with the big bright eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Those big glasses out the eyes
Are any of
knocks
those
him out.
films coming?
Hi.
Hi.
It's a great photograph of you there, Michael.
What? Just
It's really the wrong angle.
must be. What the famous ass shot?
Yeah.
Listen.
They all get that, do
Yeah, son of a bitch. It's the worst photographer in the world, that kid. I love this.
Running you down.
Running you down, man. We're knocking you.
Great subject matter, though.
Can I see it and set my match to it? I just spoke to Neil, who's calling a couple of your colleagues to see if they're also going to come in.
A couple of colleagues phoned me last night and said we'll get there at the same time.
Yeah.
I know you mean. You don't realise it's quite a gut on him, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, those polos don't show it up
Yeah.
when you're just standing there not realising.
It has and hasn't been.
See, and if a lot of it has been, well, it wouldn't take very long.
And a lot of it has been, and also quite a lot of it hasn't been. So we had a lot of trouble with the cameras.
That's an alarming
I'll do about 10 shots, you see. It'd be quite difficult. It would really be in your job.
And the sound could come off different takes for the 400-foot roll of...
Well, no, actually, that camera there is always been
through Peter's mix.
through Peter's mixer, and
The other
camera
one's
B
Roy's mixer.
is always
Oh, I see.
so I think the tapes are marked up A and B.
The King of Foot. George did a remix of it. Nice strings now on Friday night.
I don't know what you mean. Jet on the jacket. Put the load on Annie and take the weight off me.
Neil expressed an opinion that because no one was here when I spoke to him before I came in the room, that no one was coming.
Did he really?
That's an opinion he expressed.
Well,
Or opinion he
phone Neil
telegraphed.
and tell him I'm here for lunch.
I called Neil and I said that Neil maybe ought to make a few phone calls just to check.
Well, I was phoning everyone this morning.
And they all said, okay, we're coming, groovy.
Paul,
Yeah,
The businessmen.
yeah.
Who was there?
Who were the businessmen?
Just you, Paul, and Neil?
No,
No.
John from America.
Oh,
John and someone else from Sparrows, or whatever the firm's called. Swallows. What's the firm? The new accountants we've just moved with.
I love you, laconic Liverpudlians, because I said to Neil, and then the businessmen left, and then there were just the 5 of you there, right? I said, no, that's the trouble.
Yeah.
6. He said with his fat voice.
Black boys.
Hinting all.
Oh, yeah. At last, we got a shot of him on the movies the other day.
Who, Neil?
Yeah, it's great. It looks like the Hatchet Man of all time. I wonder if is Kevin here? Maybe Kevin, if you'd call Neil, who's at home, and say Ringo's here, so he doesn't have to call him. But that he might make that known to the others.
No, take it easy.
Take it easy, Mike. It'll all be all right.
It was, we're going in, but we can have a little lay-in as well.
It's all right, Kev.
It's all right. Forget it or don't forget it. One or the other.
Like Mary, Queen of Scots last night.
Yeah, I didn't really like all that.
I only saw that they are after she starts, just up to where she's carrying.
Make it. I remember, I watched a bit of Tom Jones to see if it was as bad as I thought it was going to be, which it was. But I said I watched a bit of it because...
How's that for being biased? You know,
I think he's a real tragedy, Tom Jones. I think he used to be really marvellous when he did It's Not Unusual and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I sort of stopped liking him when he got his jacket and bow tie.
Jacket bow tie and his nose.
And his new
his
well,
new
that
nose.
didn't bother me.
Oh, it bothered me. He had really kind of nice.
But I mean, it's
face.
up to him, you know. He wants
Tom
to
Jones.
do that. I mean, just because he knocked us out, and he was, oh yeah.
And he's also...
He was still doing that even with a bow tie on, so it was good, you know.
Yeah, he does it a bit.
I mean, in the early days...
But he just doesn't look... I mean, it looks wrong to do it in a bow tie, I think.
Yeah, also
it really looks as if he could carry it when he just had his open black shirt.
Yeah, and the rabbit's foot.
Donkey's tail.
Yeah. He's also, I think, settling into his weight a little bit.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Resigning to it.
Getting comfortable. Getting comfortable.
Do you think he's good looking?
Yeah.
Tom? I thought he was with his
For women,
nose.
he is.
For women, he was with his nose.
Yeah, because he looks... and he's a strong guy, you know, with that power. He's got a great voice.
He's got a great voice and a good figure.
I think.
And
And
he
you can
shakes
sort
it
of
around.
see his force for women.
Mad, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
really go potty over.
Yeah.
He drives me crazy sometimes.
But like then Andy Williams, I didn't realise on at the same time, which I've always wanted to see because I'd heard about it the day before.
I watched Tony Curtis.
I watched
so did
Bare Ass Toba.
Half of it. And then I got there.
God, what a load of rubbish.
Did you see Baby Jane on Saturday?
Yeah.
I saw a bit of it, but I hadn't.
We had to watch
Great
some
film.
of it. Gary kept swapping back to it.
To Baby Jane?
He controls the television.
Oh.
He just keeps swapping programs and going back to Baby Jane.
Did you see Simon Garfunkel on Andy Williams?
Just, that's where I switched on, where they did the number with Andy Williams, so
because
halfway through there.
before that they were doing something very funny on Mrs. Robinson. They were kind of camping it up, which I didn't like. Because Paul Simon is not that good at it. He's got a great face, Art Garfunkel.
Is he the Frizz or the other?
The Frizz.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Well, because it's one of those, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
It's
Is
Frizz.
that also,
It's
or is
Frizz.
that the other one?
It's Frizz and the Spook.
The big one or the little one.
But I was with a guy on Saturday night who told me they originally were called Tom and Jerry. Really?
Right.
And they were, wasn't that it, Glenn? There were a couple of guys who were singing teenage rock and roll. And then the career folded when they were about 17.
They were surfers, weren't they?
There were a lot of things. And then they went to Columbia and they went into got into folk. And then I have a very long involved story about how Paul Simon and I don't get on, but it's too long and involved.
Yeah.
Bacharach didn't
Don't
make
tell
it.
us.
No, I won't, don't worry. But it's funny, I'll tell you sometime, but it's too long. Bacharach didn't make it at all. I remember when I saw... No, he was twitching a lot.
Yeah.
Known to his friends as Bert, Mr. Bacharach.
Mr. Bacharach, yeah.
Did you see it?
The Andy Williams
Andy
show.
Williams show. No. Did anyone see it?
I saw it.
Who saw Ray Charles?
Maybe they meant Mama Cass.
No. She just looks like a band. Sorry, Mama, darling.
I thought she was really good. Really
yeah, she was very good.
Because she's very kind of brave to look like that and go out and do it, I think. No, I mean, that really, I mean, it's not easy for a big, heavy girl.
I don't think it bothers her.
I don't think it bothers her. I don't think it's brave of her at all. I think it's quite the reverse. I think she's an exhibitionist.
Did you see Dave Allen?
Yeah.
No.
That 37
Two faces of
stone
Michael
bloke.
Lindsay.
Oh, yeah,
No,
man. I mean, it would have made you look
very
thin, and you'd have felt happy today.
I'd have felt happy today. I'm getting thinner
this
today.
This guy is 37 stone. And Dave Allen
and they
said,
brought him in on a crane.
Have you seen the doctor? And he says, no, I haven't been poorly. And he's like,
That's good.
He puts on a stone a year.
Well, he must die soon, surely. I mean, that's it.
Well, he's not thinking about it. He says, I can't wait to be 90. I'll be 90 stone.
Because there was a guy, 57 stone.
Well, this guy now is in the Guinness Book of Records. I don't know.
How old is he?
He's 39.
Stone.
Is he English?
37.
American weightlifter. He was
What?
American weightlifter. You ever see him on TV? He was fantastically strong, you know, but he couldn't walk. Threw his hips forward like that to walk.
Oh, this guy could walk all right.
50 yards of suit material for the suit.
I remember I saw Marlene Dietrich. This is going back because I was trying to tell the story a
I
minute
saw her
ago.
without her knickers on, you know.
Really?
Mal's seen it all.
I've seen it all.
I think she's cute. But what the end of the story was that I thought she ought to fire the band leader because she was at the Queen's Theatre and there's this guy in the background doing all her numbers, just jumping around like crazy. I thought, Christ, I'm not watching her at all. I'm watching this kind of skinny guy in the background.
It's like the Lulu show.
Right, and now she said I want to introduce the leader of my band, Lulu.
I think he's lovely.
He's
great.
Who, Lulu?
No, the guy who conducts.
What that conducts?
Tony. I think he's
What about,
great.
did you see the Max Bygrave show?
No, not with
Who was
Max
the
Jagger.
name of the
He has
fella?
more fan letters than the Beatles.
Jack Love.
Mike Love. He earns more than all the pop groups put together. No, who's the guy? Mike Love.
Mike Love.
Oh yeah.
Was that the Beach Boy?
Gets in on the
Yeah, they keep doing
That's not
coloured
Mike,
jokes
no.
as well.
Jack, somebody like that.
Who is the Beach? Isn't there a
It's
Beach Boy called Love?
somebody. Or somebody
Mike
like
Love.
Love Power.
What?
Mike Love. Mike Love. He's the Beach Boy who wears a cap, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Or one of those Russian.
What do they call those things he was wearing?
I don't
The
know.
old Indian pukkasars used to wear.
Oh, I didn't see
A
him in one
turban.
of those.
Hi,
I
guys.
thought it was one of those Russian hats.
David was going to go to Africa this morning. He put his trip off there.
We just want to cancel your contract for you.
What do you want to do?
I want children. Industry's behind me. Well, I expect we might do.
Good.
We'll do that. But
Been offered a picture. Great, great. What picture?
means we're going away till the end of August.
Nice. Nice.
David Lean.
Really? In Ireland?
David
The one in Ireland? What's it called?
I don't know.
Guy knows producing it. I really love your bookie suit. It's great, that.
It's his Toad of Toad Hall suit.
Tone of Toad Hall.
Feeling blue this morning.
Yeah, yeah.
There's Big Bopper buttons.
Yeah, very blue.
Whatever happened to Big Bopper?
He got knocked off with
Yeah,
Buddy Holly.
I know, really. I just felt like saying it.
What was that great song, Chantilly Lace?
Yeah.
Tilly Lakes and a pearly face.
I like that
Conway
song.
Twitty didn't get knocked off with him, did he?
We
No,
only heard him on the
Conway
last night
Twitty,
coming home.
no.
Conway Twitty?
Yeah.
A new record? Or was it still...
No, it was an old record. It was one of those golden-
It's so golden. He's only done one
It's the
song.
very one, yeah.
There was a guy did it on the Eamon Andrews show. Terrible.
Have you heard Tiny Tim's Great Balls
He
of
was
Fire?
great. What?
Yeah.
Tiny Tim's Great Balls
Yeah.
of Fire.
It'll be a single.
I like it. Is a single. I liked it. But the terrifying thing is, I'm lying in bed listening to it. I'm walking around listening to it. Take your choice. And I hit. I think, gee,
I'll be lying down.
is that Jerry Lee? I say to myself.
Right, that's what
It's
I
better
thought
than Jerry Lee, the backing.
But it's
Nah.
fantastic.
He's recut it. I tell you one thing, the piano
more in
is
it.
better than
Doesn't,
Jerry
yeah,
Lee
more
Lewis,
in it, but it,
Yeah.
you know,
really-
it hasn't got that overall thing that Jerry Lee gets into a song, I don't think.
But
He swings like a bastard, Jerry.
yeah, he's fantastic. He's really raunchy, is Jerry Lee. Have you seen him live?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
He
He
really
was
is
great.
good.
Years ago, he was on the Tower. Do you know the Tower Ballroom in New Brighton?
No, I know.
Well,
of
it's
it,
a
but-
massive, big thing, you know.
Have you seen the aerial
And he was
tramway?
standing up. Just let me finish the story, please, while I'm halfway through. And he's doing a number. And because of the echo, the drummer isn't playing with him. So he's just standing there. Sorry about that. He's got the mic.
Yeah.
And he's singing away. And the drummer's sort of not quite on the beat. So he just turns around, grabs the cymbal, and he's going, just getting him back in
Fantastic.
time, just
Yeah.
smashing the cymbal.
Yeah, yeah,
He was great.
yeah.
Him and Little Richard are the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, Little Richard. Oh, he's
The
good.
last show he did with this was...
Did you see Little Richard at the Savile?
Yeah.
No, he's
Where every
away.
10 seconds he was spraying his throat with that throat spray he was supposed to use once a day. It's dangerous.
But the great thing about Little Richard, is he's maroon in colour, or like James Brown, as opposed to brown or black. He's got a maroon cast to his skin, like Mal's jacket.
I think it must be all that throat spray, actually.
He really is fantastic. Those early guys. I mean, I still love the Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
I still think they're great.
First thing I've ever seen is Fats Domino at Savile.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
walking off
missed
playing
that.
the piano.
Yeah.
Like this.
I didn't see him.
He's, I didn't see his show, but we met him in New Orleans, and he was great, just sitting around with you, with his big watch and
his rings
all
and
his
everything.
diamond, and his valet just all the time when he's talking to me. Well, the other day I was going, there's just this hand doing this.
Have you seen the aerial tramway? Do you mind that?
No, I haven't seen the aerial tramway, I'm afraid.
But that was the remark that was going to kill the story. That is a killer, too. Yeah. I love all those
Didn't even
diamond
see
watches.
the Indians.
The Indians. I like that. James Brown has got a diamond watch, too.
Yeah.
I like James Brown. Isn't that a frightening story?
What, you like James Brown?
No,
It's
that
terrifying.
we were having kind of cough in a minute and have a coughing fit. But Glenn and I were with a guy on Saturday night who said that when James Brown came out for Humphrey for the American elections, that he was threatened by the Black Panthers, and they said that unless he could give good reasons for it, they'd kill him, and that they really scared him. I mean, I'd be scared too if anybody said that to me. But that whole situation, and I was talking about, there's a movie I want to make in Harlem. It was a great subject about two Negro cops, and it's not about black power or anything like that, about the problems. It just is the whole life is in Harlem. It's just like about us, but it's about them.
They won't let you in.
And that's because I haven't been in New York for 2 years, and the guy said it's just the difference in that every month it gets so much worse. And if you're a white man, you really, really aren't safe, even if you know New York like I do.
Perhaps you could get a mask or something.
A mask, or a couple. I thought a couple of friends. No, what happened?
Well, he got run out of Harlem, didn't he?
What happened?
Yes, he did. I mean, well, the story I heard was he's watching all the school kids playing in the schoolyard, and then someone just get out of there.
Did they know it was him?
I don't think they knew it was the great big.
You know,
Did he go as on his own, Paul?
Yeah, it's just on his own with his beard and what have you. And they wouldn't let him in, it was all closed, you know. Full up, you know, so he got it there. He said it was great. So they really get involved.
The Apollo is great.
They don't like him.
Well, it's real. It's what real entertainment should be.
Yeah.
It's the audience is involved and the performers involved, and yet there is a kind of mystique because the performers on the stage, the audience is down there. It's great theatre. And great people have come out of the Apollo. I mean, just everybody's been at the Apollo.
Yeah, Paul came out.
Paul came out in one piece. Doris Troy.
Name 10 people who came out the Apollo besides James Brown, Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Raya Snuggs.
Who came out of the Apollo, Glenn? Everybody. Sarah Vaughan.
They've all been there since. I don't know if they started.
Well,
there.
no, a lot of them.
Talking about the talent night thing, you know, or you are.
I'm talking about people who, began there. A lot of them. I love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, that's his best LP as well, his first one.
The one that's out now?
Fingertips.
Oh, Fingertips.
They're very...
Yeah, that was little Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
As opposed to big Stevie Wonder.
Great album though, because just started playing it again. And it's really too much.
Chris Stamp told me that they've got a new group now, Track or New Action, which is Pete Townsend's discovery, the guy who works in the GPO. What's he called? Clapper Bell or something. And there's something like... And they've got a guitar player who's 14, the lead guitar player, who looks like he's 6.
Mm-hmm.
And
plays like he's 80.
But it's a funny idea. They're very funny management. Have you come across them much, Kid?
No.
They're very bright.
Only once he did some film for us.
Oh, yes.
Interviewing the people. It's some great film. We never used it.
That was when Brian was still alive, wasn't it?
Yeah, saying, who would you like to see if you could see anyone on the show?
Mm.
And they're all saying the Stones.
Nice. That's good, that's good. They're very bright. I mean, they've made a great little kind of nugget of success out of Track. I mean, with the Who and Hendrix on it. They're very funny pair. Kid and Chris. Do you know them much, Glenn?
Yeah, I know them very well.
Not so intimately.
Not to say.
Anybody with some Maureen the other day about going away.
Yes, well, she's really, for
Against
the English
England.
fans.
But I always find women with a point.
This is roll 186, camera A.
Yes. They're harder to bet.
I wonder if we'll see Africa this time around in our lives.
This is roll 126, camera A. 126.
Anything except English pavements.
Have you got enough for a good documentary?
Well, yes, it depends what we're allowed to use, if you know what I mean. It depends how liquid the situation is.
Use it all?
Well, in other words, if we tell it like it is, baby, at the Apollo Soccer Tomb, then we've got a very good documentary. But if
we're hiding,
that was the word I was fishing for, but not being brave enough to say. But if we're hiding, then we don't have much of a documentary. We just have a couple of days and things didn't work out. That's it. We just have an apple rind. An apple rind. Plus an apple core.
An apple pip.
Slate 222, camera A.
Do you have a lot of those apples, you guys? I mean, do you mint them?
Pardon?
Those apples that
Looks
you
like
wear.
it's a watch, and that's what you want.
Did you have a different
we
apple?
didn't make them.
You didn't. They just bought them. You've got an apple, don't you?
Yeah.
They're from LA, aren't they, Mal? Have you got it on?
A little place called Carmel.
Oh, I know Carmel. I love that little Carmel. I love the little Carmel. I
Yeah.
love Carmel.
All that end's great. Big Carmel.
Oh, the drive down was great.
Yeah.
It's the best part of
And that's
California now.
Pebble Beach, where we stayed.
It's the best part of California.
Never been down that way.
Well,
It's in between LA and San Francisco.
the amazing.
Oh, it's north then.
Yes, going towards
Well,
San
if
Francisco.
Oh,
It's
that's
on the
right,
coast,
yeah.
going to San
Yeah.
Francisco.
You know the way the
everyone
coast
keeps
goes
saying,
around.
the drive from LA to San Francisco is fantastic.
Yeah, well, that's the same
I've
route.
never done it.
Yeah.
I must. I will.
It's not that
Isn't
great.
San
The,
Francisco
f-
south
take
of
the
LA?
coast-
the first
No.
100 miles are great.
San Francisco's north of LA.
Yeah, San Francisco's up there and LA's down there.
There's
And
two,
where we were is just in the centre there.
There's two roads. There's a coast road.
That's the one we went on. That's the view road, you know,
I
the
don't know. I thought it
scenic
was near
route.
Wales.
And well, it's only scenic for about 100 miles. Then you get into like suburbia of LA, which is about 300 miles.
Oh.
The amazing thing was I was brought up in, I lived a lot in Santa Monica when I was a kid and during the war, and it was empty. If you've been, do you know Santa Monica?
Were
It's
you
near Malibu.
evacuated?
No.
Case.
In case something should happen. In Santa Monica.
To the show there.
But it's totally
On the border
empty.
with Mexico.
No,
Yeah.
that's something
San
else.
Diego.
San Diego. Or Tijuana,
Yeah, it was by
where you get tequila.
one of those ones places, spelled
J.
J-A-U-N.
Yeah, San Juan.
One.
That's good old Puerto Rico, yeah. Now, Neil is calling back now.
11:15.
He said he'd call back at. In fact, to be truthful, he said he'd call back in half an hour, but that was half an hour ago. Because he's gonna ring you, I know.
Yeah, well, you'll find out I'm here when he phones home.
I think I'll take the caps back. Get the deposit back on.
Do you like movies more than playing the drums?
Well, it's hard to say, you know, doing so little movies and such a lot of the drums, so I think that's why it takes over.
Because it's such a nice change. you
Yeah,
know?
and I mean, Helping Hard Day's Night was alright, because the four of us and we played and did it. The only trouble with those were that I didn't know what I was doing. You know, so
Yeah, but
we
you
had
came
all-
off very well.
Yes, I know, but it's not, you know, it still doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
it's a natural, you know, you're not
And
doing
and
it,
you're
so
still
you just walk
jumpy
through
about
it.
it.
So I did Candy, which was only 2 weeks, which was great because I had to do something. And, you know, I thought it came out very well.
Did he help you, Mark Quam?
No, I didn't feel he really helped me. I thought I played it out after reading the book, how I thought he should be. And that's the only disappointing thing, because if you haven't read the book, when I watched it, you know, because I played all sort of nervous and shaky, because in the book the gardener is terrified. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Because of the father.
Yeah, but in the film to me it just looked a bit strange, where I come in all shaky and nervous, you know. If you haven't read the book, you don't know why, because she just calls me, you know, and I'm all, yes, miss, oh, yes, miss.
Yeah.
Inside, oh, no, inside, you know, all that.
Yeah.
And when I get inside, I'm sort of looking around thinking, I know, I'll look around, you know, because I've never been in
the
this
big
house
before, yeah, right.
so I'm doing all that. And it just looks like a madman to me now in the film, because it just cuts to me and I'm all, oh, what's this? Oh, yes, miss, no, miss.
Nice, but it's good. It's got character. Good. Did you play with an accent or your own?
Yeah, an accent.
It's Mexican.
Yes, which I've lost now because, you know, I'm not very good at accents, and we have to have this coach that kept telling me to speak like a Mexican, you know, and there was a Mexican guy there who helped me.
Yeah.
It was also...
Mr. Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take them for him.
Okay. I have strict instructions to bring them on the set.
Yeah, okay. Who are they on?
Is it from... There's people that Tony Richmond kept calling the nuns on the first day.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Yeah, those people.
Harry who?
Hare Krishna.
What's that mean? Peace be with you, as it were.
Oh, well, it's God and it's all those things, you know. That's what they tell me.
Do you like India?
No, not really.
It's funny.
What?
I love that guy coming in with such confidence. Have you read the script yet of Christian?
I've read one of them and then I gave up. Till they get the one that's going to be done, you know. But that's odd again, you see, because, you know, scripts are no good to me, because I can't tell from a script. You know, they're too disjointed. So, but if we read the book, I'm not in the book, you know, he doesn't have a son in the book, so we have to sort of talk it over and just see what I am. Because I like to sort of have a rough idea of what I've got to be, you know, if I'm going in all arrogant, or if I'm going in quite straight, or I'm going in humble. You know, and whether it's up to me, they just say, well, we're shooting, so off we go. And I have to decide, I don't know, but I'd like to sort of talk, and I will, to Peter and maybe Dennis and Terry Southern, you know, if he comes over, and see what sort of part they think it should be.
I think in movies you save so much, what they all care about, money, by rehearsing, or at least spending a week talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it saves, first of all, getting it all wrong. And it makes the whole thing, you know what you're doing, and you're not wasting time.
And Joe, the director, I think we must get together, because it's no good me going and doing it my way, and he thinks, oh no, it should be that way, and then we have that whole scene of, you know, if we all, before we start, decide, I mean, if there's going to be any arguments, we might as well have it before you kick off.
Sure.
And if he decides it's rough, and I decide it's quiet, and then we can talk it out, and if he points out that it's, you know, it's that way.
He points, if he gives good reasons, yeah. But it's lunatic. The funny thing about movies is that, just I suppose because in the early days, the habit grew up because you had to make them so quickly, you know, like in the early days of Hollywood and everything, that directors were just not much concerned with actors. So many big movies actually aren't concerned with actors. But it seems to me the real thing, that the actors, what you really do is photograph the actors. You ain't just doing shots.
Yeah.
So therefore that's the first thing to do.
What do you mean, just film them for a week or
No,
something?
no, the first thing to do is kind of, well, I think rehearse.
Well, that's what I mean, but rehearse with the shots, you know,
No,
taking
I
or just go through it, and
Go
look
through
at
it.
each, you know, look
and
at
well, talk to each other.
Yeah.
And find out that you're all talking about the same thing. Because it's no good getting to the stage where you're going to shoot, whereas you say, I mean, when an actor thinks it should be like aggressive, and the director thinks it should be like quiet.
No, that's why I want to do it before we start.
But still, so many movies, it's such false economy. They go when they all arrive on the first day, A, not knowing each other,
Yeah.
often, and B, not really being there. And then I think you lose the fun.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The only thing is it's so long now, you know, it should have been in October doing it. And that's how I like
You're looking
to
forward
be.
to October, yeah.
And so I'm still looking forward to it, but it's just getting a bit long now before you start in February. And everyone you talk to say, well, that's the film game, baby. I'm looking forward to it because Candy was so good, you know. And it was only 2 weeks, but it was so enjoyable.
This is 12 weeks, isn't it? What's Terry Southern like?
I never met him. Don't know.
I really love Candy.
Yeah.
I'll sort that out.
Yeah, it's great book.
The only book ever like I read is a book called Pink Toes by a man called Chester Himes, which is basically about white men and colored women and colored men and white women. But the same thing because it's so funny. It was all the I was just going to mumble on. The situations were funny,
I
but
always loved that.
it was just the way the quirks that people have. He made them not only to do with sex, but funny. I mean, because it's very hard to write pornography, which is actually supposed to turn you on. I mean, and I think it's much more turning on than like movies.
Yeah.
Because the thing about movies is that if you see a blue movie, which I never have, Mum, see a blue movie, it's too specific.
Yeah,
because the great thing about sex is it's up here,
yeah.
and that's why pornography is turning on.
Have you read Mulberry Bush, Hunter Davis's book?
Yeah.
That's a funny book. Well, it was funny for me because most of it you remember, you know, at 16 and 15, all that. In the park and on the bench and not really knowing how to get your arm around it and it's all sort of it's all that and all sort of embarrassed and that because you're not
really thinking about it for like an hour, planning how you're going to put your arm around.
And you're freezing in the park, you know, wherever you are, you're freezing, but you won't give up, you know, and you still stick it out and stand there for hours.
Frantically trying to think of something else to say so she won't go. Before you put your arm around.
And the one where you go round, she comes out in the slippers going for the chips, and you carry on as well.
My great one, I remember.
Build up.
I used to get so unable to talk to girls, and that I wouldn't speak. And there's a girl who quite liked me once, God knows why, and she said, "What's wrong with you?" And I couldn't speak, because eventually I had to invent that my grandfather died. And I was really worried.
Yeah.
It's terrible those years. You know.
But they're great to look back on, and especially to read that where that book really just was my life.
Oh, if anybody could write those years well, I mean everybody's years between the ages of like 15 and 18.
15 and 21.
15 and 21,
years.
or 15 and 36. Yeah, by about 21 or 2 I began to get it worked out a bit better. I had a good period from when I was 18, but really between 15 and just death. Just death. And everybody in the world I always thought was so good looking except me. Everybody. No matter what was wrong with him, you know, the man with the bad leg.
But what a face.
Well, what a face, exactly. Yeah. Why not? Or why?
Joe who? Wake up.
Oh God. Yes.
You called?
Did you see that program Saturday night? Psst.
No.
Kenny Lynch is just incredible. He says, now here's a fog warning.
complete and utter history of Britain?
No, I didn't see any of those.
Oh, that's great.
No, was I watching then? What's wrong with the late night movie?
Oh, that terrible Western.
Yeah.
Our telly went wrong, I think. Yeah.
You couldn't get it?
Yeah.
Mm.
What's the old man on the sea?
Oh, I've seen that.
That was great.
It goes on a bit there.
Oh yeah, I missed the end of that. What happens in the end?
Oh, the sharks eat the fish.
I know the sharks eat the fish and he gets back. Does he die or what?
Oh no.
No, the lad just gets him a bit more food.
What Shirley was saying.
This is roll 227, slate 223. 223 is the slate number, roll number is 227. 227 roll number.
Oh, what a shame.
What's the film?
A thing called Zach.
Zach?
Zach, yeah.
That's a nice name.
Which a friend of mine has written. And we're going to direct.
No slate number, we're running wild at the moment, running wild.
Have you asked him?
Yeah, he was very keen, and we went down there and spoke to his cottage. We were down there for about 4 hours, and then he phoned up and he said that he was a bit worried about the sex of it, you know. But you see, the thing is that I'm trying to explain to him that when one's writing about it, you know, I suppose it reads much worse than what it's going to be. 'Cause, I mean, you can do it just visually with images, you know what I mean? At one point he's got to go down to the chick. Well, obviously, I mean, in no way can you show him actually going down to her. He's a nice guy, Charlie. I like Charlie. I think he's really probably the most together of all of them, Charlie. In his own way. I suppose so.
He seems to be the individualistic, if you like, in as much as he's very self-contained. He doesn't need anybody else at all. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like maybe Bill's the same. He comes to that.
His sort of idea of heaven is just to be a sort of
Yes, his wife.
a blues drummer, you know, some good jazz.
His wife. That's all he's interested in. Is his wife and his house. And his antique collection. That's it. A bit of art, a bit of painting.
He's a good artist, isn't he?
Yeah. She's good too.
He's a sculptor.
Really like Charlie. Always got on. You can't fail him.
No.
There's no evil in him at all.
Oh, wow.
They're telling my wife's definitely confirmed pregnant.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
First.
Well pleased, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind knocking one out now, actually. I really love
Knocking one out. Morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
Hello.
Just one.
Oh, they arrived.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's good.
Morning, Linda.
Morning.
At some point, call her about your credit on the circus.
There we are.
Meeting of
I
directors.
explained to her that it's in the movie you did more. She's making out the brochure, which is important, your credit vis-a-vis other things we might have talked about in our recent future.
Yes, I shall.
What are they calling me on that, Michael?
John coming?
What are they calling me on that?
so.
What are they calling me on that?
Oh, I think it would be director of photography, won't you? I'll check it out. What?
Oh, you got the service.
Robot.
Yeah, I wonder if he rings in there.
So,
Ready? Pow.
oh, so you don't know anything about me? Never get at it. I'll never get it. But Michael, you rang Neil.
Neil spoke to me and he said, he A said he called me back at 11:15 and B he said he didn't think anyone was going to show, but that he would make phone calls to see if they would show. And then when I arrived back, RS was here. And
PM was on his way.
PM was on his way, and
JL was in bed.
JL was in bed. What's it like, Arthur Conlon's?
I haven't heard.
Should we put it on?
You've heard it?
No.
Should we put on the gramophone?
Yes.
The gramophone.
Oh, but our life goes on.
Bra.
How,
Or just all those different
Those
ones.
ones
Never
you
say
jam?
bra.
Yeah, the colour's nice. In a couple of years they have built a home, sweet home. With a couple of kids running in my arms. Great pictures of John. They look like a Navajo warrior. That's a good one.
He looked great yesterday, John.
Yeah.
What was he wearing? The usual.
Healthy.
He said, who was he wearing?
No,
On his left shoulder, he was wearing L.
Yoko
Pullover
Ono,
shirt, jeans, and
celebrated Japanese actress.
we call them pumps over here.
And gramophones.
You may call them sneakers. We
Sneakers.
call them pumps.
I call them keds.
Heads.
Keds.
Keds.
U.S. Keds.
U.S. keds and topsiders.
Tops.
I don't like what the other way to call things is plimsolls.
Plimsolls.
Plimsolls, we don't like that. Pumps. On a band.
What?
None of them.
What's wrong with them? They don't sing the words.
20 minutes.
They just think we're
Yeah,
wildly
it's more
unconventional. Raw.
Is that the original lyric?
Well, most of it. But none of any of the covers don't ever say life goes on bra. They always say or whatever. Yeah. He's saying yeah. And the marmalade ends with if you want some jam. Yeah.
Hey, Stax rides again.
I think I like the bedrocks, if anything.
I don't
They're the ones that
Maybe.
saw on television. They were the best.
Because the only ones who got the riff in
I thought they were from Trinidad.
on the other
Well, they're on stage.
Yeah, that's what
didn't make it that time.
Yeah, they're
Have you seen that one? Second from the end. Second from the right. Second from the right on that, Tony. Great. You look a bit like you're the star. Ringo's the cameraman ready to take a shot at it.
Taking a shot at the back of Ringo's head.
Yeah, Tony's very good that way, looking like the star. Fantastic one on the Stones thing. He's the secret of whenever your photograph's been taken, put your hand up.
Point, always
Or point, yeah.
Nick Rowe taught me that.
Oh yeah.
I think we used to do on the before with Dick Lester was when Dick was there. Lining up a shot like that, I'd nick the finder off the side of the camera, stand behind him, hang the other way, so it was very strange. You should always point when you're being photographed and make sure it's important.
Yeah.
Can't wait for our next session.
Marmalade one.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, I know everybody their first photo.
Obviously not, I mean,
just all the time in the Magic Christian.
What?
All the time in the Magic Christian.
Just
Peter
with
Sellers
his
is
hands up
looking
all
the
the
other
time.
way.
Where is Vicky? At the office or at her office? Is that a separate call that came from?
Yeah. That's more like it, Arthur.
Oh, he's trying to sound like Otis Redding.
Sounds like Sam Cooke.
And on the left stood Otis. On his right, Big Bill Brunsey. All in soul heaven in the sky.
Yes, sir. Everybody.
Who's the guy who did the song Otis Redding? Was it Eddie Floyd?
I don't remember, but I've
It
heard
went
it.
Otis Redding.
Otis Redding.
Yeah, that one.
Never heard it.
I'll sing it for you if I could only sing.
Arthur's gonna carry on.
I love that one. I like this kind of song.
Do you now?
Yeah.
Make you melancholy.
Make you melancholy. All those albums. Otis Blue, whatever it's called.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's the best album ever made.
Yeah.
It's the only one I've ever bought of him. No, I bought Doc and
He
the
was
Fair.
very good, I think. Even though occasionally it's a bit got to Lord have mercy.
Oh, I like that though.
It's the best of Otis Blue album.
I photographed him once, and I really couldn't keep still, you know.
He was, I think,
you seen these?
beautiful looking man, Otis Redding too.
Second column.
Second column on the left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong pose again.
Yeah, my Christ, Ethan. What are you up to? You got your priorities wrong. I wasn't looking good that day. We do not take pictures when I'm not looking good.
Write it out 1,000 times.
You see in the top 9 records in America, 5 are Motown.
They've just released about 1,000. They've got to get 5.
They've lost all the writers.
Yes, but they've
Well,
just
what's the
released
story
everything
about
they ever
Holland
had.
Dozier Holland? They're suing them, aren't they? There's some big thing.
Well, they just sort of went, so it sounds like they've released everything, you know, to try and keep all
Keep
see
it
whether
together,
they can
keep it
still do
going.
it. Yeah.
I usually talk about
Together.
VI-Viz,
VI-Viz.
Witness,
Witness,
side.
Obadiah, life goes on, bra.
Brown, early in the morning, Mama.
Who was the guy you got that from? I mean,
Fella called Jimmy Obladi Oblada.
Paul went
Smith,
to jail
Scott,
this
I mean.
day and met this guy.
what?
His cellmate.
Yeah, I was playing in a cellar in Harlem,
Next
and I was a
week,
bit hard up
Harlem.
for money, and I met this guy. He said, you know, you want some food? Bought me some egg and chip. So I said, thanks, man. He said,
Egg and
Obladi
chip in
Oblada,
Harlem,
life goes
man.
on, bro. I said, I remember that. And one day I'll immortalize it. So I did.
And you immortalized it.
It's that guy.
Not off.
Right.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Not off. It's that guy. Again.
Which guy? Which?
Obladi Oblada, life goes on, bro.
Life goes on.
Life goes on, bro.
I just want to see one thing.
Life must go on.
Life goes on.
But what does he
Life
do?
must go on.
Crust. Completely out of his crust.
Yeah, and he
What does he do?
He's
He's a
just a
percussionist,
spade
so-
bongo player.
He's not the guy who's Georgie
Percussion's
Bass.
Not Jewish.
Come
No,
on.
I thought it was the guy
Not
George.
Speedy.
He's great, isn't
And
he?
yes, Speedy's great. Who's
It's
that
like
guy?
Speedy's father. It's like really old.
It's funny, I thought it was
And who's that guy?
Speedy's witch doctor.
Say no.
That's what we call him in London. But who was that guy who was with George who played trumpet too? That other color.
Oh, he's Eddie.
Eddie.
Great.
Eddie over
Eddie Thornton.
Was Eddie on Penny Lane?
Most of them are, those little fellas, you know, really
No.
are hustlers.
was a white.
White
Just
guy.
mainly hustlers.
Very much so.
And secondary, they play an instrument.
Penny Lane, I think, is one of the greatest songs I've ever
Did you hear him when he
heard.
played the record?
You like
Pop
it?
in?
Yes, but I don't think it's the
what I
greatest
thought.
song I've ever listened to in my whole life.
No,
What
but
was it?
Penny Lane moved me,
Yeah.
honestly. I really thought it was, it's one of my personal
Are you from suburbia then?
No, but it
Two.
had to do with nostalgia for me. Which always,
Your father's a fireman.
anything,
No?
nor a
A
barbershop.
barber.
Nor a barbershop. But it was about nostalgia, which always makes me break up and cry a little. That's why Otis Blue is a very big song in my life. Or even album.
Or even album
Or even
already.
Or even Dodgy Rum?
I've asked for some guys to come in today to audition. I brought my banjo,
Only
my
dwarfs.
ukulele.
We're only having dwarfs in the group.
Or hunchbacks.
And it's like there's Pete Townshend,
No,
6-year-old lead guitar player.
It's dwarfs. No, it must be perfectly formed. But
It
little.
really is. He looks like he's 6 years old. Well, Chris
No,
Stepp told me
midget.
that this guy is
Midgets,
playing
though.
lead guitar for. What's Pete's
It
new
was
group?
explained.
This guy works
Yeah,
in the
by-
GPO.
Andrew's show.
By the
And they can
little
only rehearse,
midget
Glenn.
dwarf.
They can only rehearse when he finishes work. Right, with the GPO. And the lead guitar player is 14 years old, looks like he's 6. It's a bad name, the herd.
That is number.
Plus they've had
This
that
is roll
English
128,
pretty look, you
slate
know,
225,
Just
camera
because
A.
Thousands of them.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they came at the
exactly.
wrong time, like with Love Affair and everything.
Oh, well, you keep using Love Affair. Who's Love Affair?
I don't know why Love
Love
Affair.
Affair, don't you know them? That's,
Which song? I've heard of them, but I can't remember.
they're that kind of group.
Yes, but they also had
Very strong.
instant publicity by not playing their records. They were
Yeah.
very good that way.
Yeah, so they, you know.
And they admitted it publicly, and they're very brave. They
What's the
admitted
name
it
of
to
that? What's the
Jonathan
name of that group with all West Indians in it and like two white guys, 4 guitars?
Oh, the Foundations.
Oh, yeah.
No, not the Foundations. The other one with the big blonde, dyed blonde hair.
Oh, yes. And,
Oh, the Equals.
Oh, yeah.
The Equals. I
Great.
saw them on television in France. And the guy with the blonde hair did a complete Jimi Hendrix, like, takes the guitar off and rubs it on his bum and all this, you know, and then he plays it with his teeth. I didn't believe it. It was so bad. It's just like an electric skiffle group.
And that hair.
Yes.
They're really very ugly, the Equals, which is the problem they've got.
Yes.
Love that record.
Which one?
Baby, come back.
Which group of Bill Me Up Buttercup?
Foundations.
That's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, like, I never thought they had anything, and they had that number 1, Baby Now That I Found You. Build Me Up Buttercup, I quite like. I like when it.
I love it.
I like it when that goes down, that kind of chord changes. And then they have a kind of chord change which goes deep near the end.
Well, it's
And those things are kind of to me great rock and roll. Whenever it goes deep, and I really think the emotion's coming. Wilson Pickett uses it a lot. The chord change suddenly goes down.
Has anybody heard Raymond Froggatt singing Rolly?
I love it.
No.
Yeah, I'm
great.
crazy about it.
Have anyone heard Bella Linda?
No.
It's great.
They're
no,
by
it's a
some group
song.
called Bella Linda.
No, the name of the song.
The song's called Bella Linda.
It's great though.
Well, it was
Just
great.
heard it once.
When we heard it.
By
I'm
the
crazy
seeds
about
or the
Raymond Froggatt's
grassroots
voice.
or one of
Yeah.
those. I think it must be
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
It's great.
It's a great kind of bass drum song.
Has anyone, have you got like a singles collection?
His voice is the same on the...
That like you used to have when you were 18, you know, just all those singles. You just sort of...
I always bought albums. Buddy Holly and...
Because that was the best, wasn't it? Just having them.
Is he French?
Until I started getting them free off Capital.
I was
Well,
one of
behind
those
the times.
that
The first record I ever bought
was Rock
changing
I never
songs.
liked albums.
That was my first one too, Rock Island.
never
Yeah, I
liked
never
every
sort of
album.
bought that lot, you know.
Well, I didn't want to keep.
Well, I just actually, you
Just put
know...
8
Yeah, but
tracks
I
on there
liked it,
really
you know, but I
liked.
thought
Yeah.
a bit British
Yeah,
It was
somehow.
the first thing
They never
that got
really
interested
sort
in
of
music,
I
period.
got me
never,
out to the
first
shop.
one I
I
ever
just loved
bought
Buddy
was
Holly and
Quarter to
Everly
Three by
Brothers,
Gary
so that was
Barnes.
main.
Oh, that
that's
was
the long
years
one.
later.
This year's
That was years after the event.
Just going to give you a lot.
Some Madeira.
Was Bill Haley before People
No,
Palooza?
they're no, they're California.
Yeah.
Was
Bring
Well,
it
you're
in.
American, you see.
would like ABC
I mean, there's millions of
Boogie,
those
ABC
Well,
people.
Buddy
Rock,
Holly, I used to
Bill
go to
Haley
all the
one.
rock and
Would
roll
that be
shows,
later?
Brooklyn Paramount. They'd have on a bill.
ABC.
Which one?
Buddy
Yes,
Holly,
Haley was later.
Big Bopper,
Haley
Everly
was what,
Brothers, all day long, all
Yeah.
night long.
What was the second? What was the
Fabian,
Bella New Orleans.
Bobby Down.
But they were monsters in America.
I never
They
dug
didn't
that as
really
much.
mean anything
Yeah.
over here.
Oh, I know.
Heartbreak
And
Hotel.
he was one of the
But I
first.
must say that was so great going in the subway to the book.
Extraordinary codes.
Alan Freed,
He was
disc
my
jockey.
god.
Oh,
Alan
yes.
Freed, he had one
Who got
show
fixed for
on
payola?
The
No,
radio.
Yeah,
albums.
right.
So great.
Albums with
With his big
green
band.
cover it had.
Such
Oh.
a band, a bit like
Who's
Ray
that?
Charles'
Bloody
band.
fantastic.
When he played rock and roll,
Who's that?
Alan Freed. And his big rock and roll
God,
band.
remember how he just got really done in by payola?
Oh,
He was the biggest disc jockey in New York.
And they found that he was
That whole
taking
thing.
taking stuff to put the records on.
Yeah, but so he's retired now and he's global.
See, I thought he died.
He
He
did.
went out
Oh,
to
has
the
he
West
died?
Coast.
Died.
Yeah.
He had a great
Like
band.
elephants.
But
Oh,
he was the
the
one that sort of
Moondog
introduced
show. Remember that
Richard and everyone
blonde
over
man?
here.
Yeah, well, Alan
Because he had a
Freed.
That we
half-hour
saw who was
show.
dressed up like.
And before, you know,
Ryan,
they
a
wouldn't
Moondog.
play him, but his show used to put him all
Yeah,
He was
he
on.
like
named
Murray
his
the
show
Cave, just
supposedly
before Murray
after
the
him and
Cave.
got sued.
And he swung.
by Mundo.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something.
It wasn't.
He used to
Booty,
call
baby.
it when the
On that
penguins
Around the
and all
Beatles
those,
thing.
you know, Earth Angel.
Murray the K. Ligging on the Around the Beatles thing.
Yes, I remember him well.
Ew.
With his
Ew.
But Alan Freed was a good Murray.
It was
the Cave, I
good.
thought.
Oh, he was
You know,
great.
he came over
Remember
for
the
a
penguins
20-minute
and all that
spot.
Yeah.
real.
That's right, on the
Murray
show,
the
and Jack
K.
rode him out.
Yeah, and every
that?
time we went through the show, Murray's spot got shorter and
Yeah,
shorter,
shorter, and in the end
and he
he got
just
down
turned
about
it
2
up
minutes
with,
and then
and
he cut
here
it
they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I want some.
Good old Jack.
He had this show.
wiki wiki woo.
Paul, have you seen Jack Guptill?
Yeah, I saw him, not that,
About 3 months.
yeah, we didn't sort of actually communicate
He
at
was
all.
running at the
It's
time.
just, hello, Jack.
Came through in his tracksuit.
Didn't sort of
That's gonna
say
be ready
anything.
today, that colour?
You see that show he
He was in
did?
a tracksuit too, which threw me.
What show?
The one on Yorkshire, Innocent
Yeah, that's
Anarchy.
alright.
So.
What is
Oh
it?
no,
One
the rock and roll
or
show. No. Did you see it?
It's only
Yes,
half
I didn't
a
like
roll
it, which
and-
was sad because I think some of the stuff is great he's done.
Yeah.
Did you see his Othello? Or Othello?
I wasn't there then.
Bright lights,
Oh,
big
fellow.
city.
Awful fellow.
Ethan, was Vicky at Toast, you know? I love them record companies.
It's on the way out now.
What did you do to it? You fell over on your nail?
In the street.
A piece of
And got
toast.
up with an extremely wet bum and a nail that hurt.
Small coffee.
Due to drop
Not
off.
too much.
Aye, any moment.
Ouch. Oof.
Doesn't hurt anymore, does it?
I remember knocking one right
Bend
off.
over to get my...
Right off.
Yeah, I remember a horse stepping on
factory.
one.
What?
A horse stepping on my toe and having all that happen.
Having all your toes off.
Yeah. At once, just went.
All the
They went running
toenails.
down and they're just.
Oh.
I was feeding him a carrot, you know, and he stepped him off.
Did you stroke him and talk to him?
I hit him. I don't remember.
Now she
No,
got
while
back
you
up
were
on him. She got
shooting.
back up on him.
No,
and
he was
rode
in the
away.
stall, you know.
Rode into
and all
Madison
that.
Square Gardens yelling, "You bastard!"
Like, "Hi, Elsa."
Teacher.
It's Rory's famous story. Diving off New Brighton diving stage.
Yes, got to have
Going down and down, and he thought, where's the water? And just as he decided to look up for the water, he just smashed it, you know, when he broke his nose. So with a broken nose, blood everywhere, he just ran right back up and dived off again.
Yeah,
To keep
he
his
would
nerve.
do too.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah, it's
That's
like when you fall
Rory's
off a
thing.
horse, you have to get back on.
How are you, Rory? How are you?
I was looking
Johnny
at Liverpool.
Guitar, how are you?
Big Bill Brunzi, Otis. It's like that.
Ty!
Yeah. Ty, what was funny one?
Ty is gone and left us.
That's funny. I went up to Liverpool and saw Rory.
How did you see it?
Yeah, in the drive, with just his cosy on, washing his car, washing his new car. You know.
He's a DJ.
Oh no, he's a swimming instructor.
Oh, was he?
When I saw him. Oh no, that's it. Doing swimming instruction and DJing. Yeah, and I'm going to get a new group together, Paul.
Yeah, got it done.
Yeah, because he's great though, Rory. I like him. You know, he's a hustler, isn't he?
Johnny's guitar though, I really feel he should have stayed. Because, 2 years, 18 months ago, he would have made it. So,
but what happened to him?
I don't know, I just heard he was a milkman.
Well, I don't think you insist. Yes, fine. Yes.
Morning, Neil.
I mean, do you want to come back?
Yes, what's happening? We're just carrying
just
on
recording
the documentary.
Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, man.
I just thought I'd, a few words for the songs that we haven't got words for and stuff. You know, just rehearse them a bit more.
Or what?
It doesn't matter though, you know, if we do an extra week and then we decide to chuck it, it's just with the decision that near.
Tony?
I know we would have really just split and then, you know, see in a year's time. And
well, I mean, the going home was one of those, well, see you phone or, you know, it's good you've sort of said come to work.
Yeah, it was one of those, well, I'm
we're here together because it would have been just, I'd have been there, you'd have been down there.
That's what I thought, I just thought, what am I going to do tomorrow?
I was going to lay in actually.
Yeah,
do the garden.
Take this, you know, like.
Waiting for you. Why don't you?
It's a good thing if all four of you just got together. Nobody.
Did you go last night?
That's so hard when we're all sitting around there.
Something I was talking to George about last night. That's what he was saying too. What he means, just the board.
Yeah, it's just.
That's what he means.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I'm for that, you know.
Yeah, so am I.
It's the only way you're gonna.
That's why he said that I don't believe it. It's John. Yesterday.
Yeah, a key moment, that wasn't it?
Yes. And he put meant it, and I think John knew what he was talking about too.
Oh, John. Sorry.
That's why George said it twice. When John said, I don't understand you, George said, I don't believe you again, because he thought he did understand.
It was great.
Of course he did.
You know, and it's like the bullshitting bit where like that can go on is silly. You know?
Yeah, see, but I think the thing is, like, with John does bullshit, I bullshit, Ringo bullshit,
Which is
George
so hard.
bullshit.
And so, which probably this week or the latest next week. I'll call you this week anyway and let you know how it's going, and then we can make a date for this week and next week. Okay.
And so you start sort of giving him more credit than he's due for, you know. And like with Yoko, you know, I mean, they mean it.
I don't dig that.
Him and Yoko, you know, they
Go away!
They do mean it. But
everybody cough.
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know what you mean.
But you know,
Conversation
I mean, I tend to think that about them too. You know, like I was saying, you know, well, I'd rather write without Yoko, thank you. You know, just because that's the way I write. You know, I find, like, you know, in Tunisia, I'd go off into a bathroom to write a song, and then come back when it was done to show it to you. And sort of say, what do you think? And let's do a couple more words now that it's all there. Yeah. You know, now there's only the little. But it's difficult starting right from scratch with Yoko there, because you start off on a. Well, I do. I start off on a Yoko beam. You know, I start off sort of writing songs about white walls, just because I think John and Yoko would like that. You know, and they wouldn't. You know, I mean, I give them too much credit for what I think they'd like. You know, but that's not true. You know. They wouldn't. They're very straight. You know.
like the thing the other day didn't seem like you were saying the phone is the...
Yeah, there's a more bullshit going on about that, you know.
Well, you know, it's just
all
like...
about being away from each other.
I think it's...
Did you get in touch with John?
Mal did this morning about...
That's the answering
I thought you
service.
were later on.
Is he
I couldn't get him.
Is he joining us?
We don't know, because Mal couldn't get him either, you know. He may be up now.
Yeah, but it's hard
Yeah, so
having a
nobody's
meeting and
spoken to
everybody putting
No,
their
no,
2
you can
cents
only
in
get the
and none of
machine.
you all saying anything.
But that's the other thing, is having the
So
meeting,
someone
you know,
should
you
try
came with
again.
me and Heather came.
Yeah, I was going to
And the
say I
animals
shouldn't go, but then...
I don't.
It's such a temptation going out to Ringo's for the afternoon.
Exactly.
What?
Heather could
Well,
play
it
with
feels
that.
like a family outing.
Yeah, I was going to say we
Don't
really
just wanna
shouldn't
go
go,
out.
but then I thought, well,
What?
you know, well, it should have been...
Well, I mean, we should have
Nana's.
just been the 4 of us, you know.
Oh, you were out the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it nearly was.
Oh, yeah, but you know, it's just like...
It's that thing, you know.
When it's something serious, if you have other people talking
You know, it
about
really is
you
like,
get off
it
the
really
track,
is
you know.
like
If you'd have
a
just
board
kept
meeting
quiet,
going on.
Well, I had
would
to
have all
talk
gone
every
well.
2
I'm all
minutes.
Sir Joe bringing
I'm
Damn
going to feel
Yankee.
guilty for the next... Well, you know, we just think this really as the Yankee. But not really.
You know, but that's it's
then
like
it
that. The
turns
board meeting
into
of
a
ICI and all the
you know,
governors bringing all the wives,
Well, Yoko was doing all the
mates and
talking.
kids
That's
and
the-
animals and
You
everything.
see, you know that he's going to, and that Yoko's going to be sitting there. So everybody else is not fucking, you know, it's not going to be a
Right.
board meeting, so
Yeah, right.
let's make it a party.
Sure, that's it. That
a
is
bottle
it.
of
That's,
wine?
You know,
that's,
she just does so much talking.
but you see,
to
now,
him
so
now.
what do you do about? That's what I was saying about songs yesterday. You know, I know that if to write any more with John, I've just got to like find, you know,
But I think
forget
that
it.
whole...
See, I think it's us uptight about that. I really, I think.
The king.
See, it's like the trouble with us, like John said it yesterday, is like anything that comes in on all our little egos, we try and push out. You know, anybody, it's always been that. Anybody who's come in, like Michael Brown, writing that book, came in for a while, within the circle for a while, then he gets pushed out because, you know, we don't want him in the inner circle. You know, he's got to sort of stay on the edges while the 4 of us get on with, you know. And it's always been, yeah.
Toast anybody?
But I think,
Yeah, could have a piece.
you know, it's like now,
Have
it's
that
like
salad
speech
for
day.
lunch.
Can I?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I could really be your conscience, Michael.
Why? Right.
No, I'm trying to do what you're trying to do anyway.
What's that?
Just not eat so much toast and
Yeah.
And egg
vegetables.
clairs
and-
after your...
It's the first piece of toast I've eaten for 6 years.
Oh, and it must taste great. Butter and...
Why do you fill me up, buttercup, baby, just to
Because
let
I have
me
a feeling that
down.
half the stuff Yoko said yesterday isn't... I mean, she was talking for John. And I don't think he really believed any of that, you know.
No, it's just,
rather than just not
it's
say
just,
anything.
it is,
No situation.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, that's the trouble, you see, because that's it. It's like with our heightened awareness, the answer is not to say anything, isn't it? But it isn't, because I mean we screw each other up totally when we don't do that, because we're not ready for your heightened vows of silence. We're really not ready. We don't know what the fuck each other's talking about. When you know, we all just sort of get to.
The 4 of you, that's what I'd
But-
say.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. But see, that's it. That's why John doesn't say anything, because he, you know, he just. There was something the other day, and he just said, "So what do you think?" And he just didn't say anything. You know? And I know exactly why. You know, I mean, I wouldn't if somehow. You know, there's nothing really much to be said about it. You just we all going to do it or whatever. So there's all that talking about it. But if one of us is talking about it, it's a drag if the other 3 aren't. You know, because then it sort of throws.
This is roll 129, slate 227, camera A.
But I mean, we've just been talking about it now for a few years, you know. Like
How
this,
long has
you
she
know.
been around? I mean, like a year.
But that's not it anyway. It's the 4 of them just getting together.
But that's not far off it, you know. I mean,
What?
you know, Yoko's very much to do with it, you know. Because she's very much to do with it from John's angle. That's the thing, you know. And the thing is, like, again, like always, only two answers. One is to fight it, and fight her, and try and get the Beatles back to 4 people without Yoko, and sort of ask Yoko to sit down at the board meetings. Or else the other meeting is the other thing is just to realise she's there, you know. And he's not gonna sort of split with her just for our sakes, you know. Then it's not even so much of an obstacle then, as long as we're not trying to surmount it. You know, while we're still trying to get over it, it's an obstacle. But it isn't really. It's not that bad, you know. They want to stay together, those two, you know. So it's all right. Let the young lovers stay together, you know. But it shouldn't be. Can't operate under these conditions, boy. You know, we're coming out. It's like that. We're striking. That's what it is. It's like a strike because work conditions aren't right, you know. But it's not that bad. You know.
But he knows that, doesn't he?
John knows that, sure.
But does he talk about it at all?
No, but see, we've done a lot of Beatles now. We've had a lot of Beatles, you know, and we've got a lot out of Beatles. So that I think John's saying now, but obviously it came to a push between Yoko and the Beatles. It's Yoko, you know.
Who'd stay?
Oh, sure.
But funny enough, the other day when we were talking, he said that he really did not want not to be a Beatle. He said he really looked forward not to, in other words, he didn't want that screwed up.
Yeah, but it's a difficult one, that, you know.
I think in their discussions, though, as soon as you brought that up, John Turner said, "See, I told you." I think it's one of those things where he...
Oh, they do it. They tell each other when
Yeah,
they get
but I
back
bet
home.
he said to her, you know, when I write, just sort of go away when I'm with Paul. But she said, oh, it's that kind of thing.
I don't know.
I don't know, that's what
Yes, I think a lot of people got the impression that whenever John talks these days, it's like though Yoko's talking through him.
Yeah.
Or he shuts up and that's doesn't do it for him, and if that becomes a thing,
Sure.
not ever like talking to him like I'm talking to you now, but I know I'm talking to Paul and I'm not talking to Linda.
Right.
You know, but when you're talking to John, you always, these days anyway, tend to think that you're talking to Yoko more than you're talking to John.
That's why I say writing a song with him. It's a bit embarrassing because I do think it's sort of...
What?
I start examining my motives with Yoko there.
Is that a chicken joke?
Well, it's probably silly, you know. It's probably silly because, like...
You should get some peace out at your house.
What we're also thinking she is, you know.
She just wouldn't say as much.
Of course that'd be great. I know.
14 Canadian beasts that are not going.
I missed the show at the window.
I mean, I'm not
A couple of swans.
Yeah.
but it's just like that. She'd
About
start
8
interjecting a
ducks.
few
8 cats to feed on the
8 cats.
baby.
Yeah, no, she
Maybe
wouldn't.
probably she
No, she
wouldn't.
isn't. See, that's the thing. The only one time we've done it.
And a
She's
hamster
great.
occasionally.
She really is all right. It's like it's the thought of her being there and sort of, and that then you don't talk
Your
to
kid's
John,
animal crazy.
so then he doesn't talk to you. You know,
Zach.
it's like
Zach?
you can screw it up just as much
Ginger's
because
his
she's
pal.
there,
Yeah.
One of the
as
cats.
John's
Yeah.
relying on her because she's
Jason
there. So
is
then,
only interested
you know, but I mean, like,
pulling
have you
their ears
noticed
off.
if you're on a
Yeah.
team with
He
John
just
about
wants to grab
something,
him.
Heather
he really
is
isn't,
so
you know, he won't let
animal
Yoko talk about it because
No,
he
he
knows
goes up and
well,
just
you're on
lets
the
him
beam and he
sort.
knows about it. And you can talk straight to him. But it's like we did I Will. We're trying to get the last verse to I Will, and eventually I just ended up doing it because we couldn't actually do it. But I mean, Yoko really tried to stay out of it, just sort of got on with something. But she just really, you know, they're onto that thing. They just want to be near each other, you know. So I just think it's just silly of me or anyone to try and say to them, no, you can't. You know. It's like because okay, you know, they're going overboard about it, but John always does, you know, and Yoko probably always does. So that's their scene. You can't go saying, you know, don't go overboard about this thing. You know, be sensible about it and don't bring it to meetings. You know, it's his decision. That it's none of our business to interfere in that. Even when it comes into our business, you still can't really say much, except, look, I don't like it, John. You know, then he can say, well, screw you, or I like it, or well, I won't do it so much, or blah blah blah. But like that's the only way, you know, to tell John about it.
Have you done that already?
Well, I told him I didn't like writing songs.
Were you writing
With him and
together
Yoko.
much more before she came around?
Oh, yeah,
Or
sure.
you cooled it a bit then? Before her?
Before you.
Yeah, cooled it, sure.
Yeah.
We'd cooled it because not playing together. Ever since we didn't play together,
On stage, you mean?
Yes, we went because I mean we lived together when we played together. We were in the same hotel up at the same time every morning doing this all day. And this, I mean, this, you know, it doesn't matter what you do like this, as long as you're this close all day, something grows, you know, something gets. And then when you're not this close all day, just physically, something goes.
Right.
So then you can come together to record and stuff. But you still sort of lose the. Actually, musically, you know, we really. We can play better than we've ever been able to play, you know. You know, I'd really think that. I think like we're all right on that. It's just that being together thing, you know. You know, I mean, and like I was saying yesterday, underestimating each other's skill and talking down to each other a bit.
And playing safe with each other.
Yeah, playing safe and a nice sort of steady retirement. You know. It's all of that, you know. But see, the only thing I thought about that, which is again difficult, because like you were saying yesterday, it's my opinion. This is my opinion how the Beatles should be. You know, which is it's all I can offer. Is that I thought we should just work a lot. You know, really get back into that sort of into the slog. You know, really just I mean a job. Well, almost 9 to 5.
Because I know when I talked to John.
And then weekends off, so that there really are weekends. Then back on the slog, and you know, cursing
that's what he was saying.
Drags and the ups and the downs, but the achievements and the
makes you work. Because John was saying the fact that you do work inspires you. That's what he was saying. Like
I remember when they were doing the album, George was saying that it's so great working again.
Working, because you don't get inspired sitting at home reading the papers. You've actually got to work and get up and slog a bit.
At 20, everybody.
In the group thing, you're doing all those other things.
When you're together, you mean?
No, when you're at home.
When you're at home, it's the same. When you're together and you're actually in a studio working, inspiration comes out of work always, I think, as opposed to...
Especially if you've got it inside of you.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I can just see the age of 20-something, just sort of blah, blah. You just get fat and television on.
Usually that's the thing. No, I don't, but you know, I really agree with that. You know, I'm straight, I'm from Ireland too.
Realising what you are, none of us
she has to sit on the, you know,
realise that we're as great as we are.
And if we were in a northern band, you know, I'd put my foot down.
All underestimate ourselves.
But like we've grown out of
but
all
when
that,
you're the
and you
Beatles,
can't go,
which is,
you know, we really can't go
like
telling
Maureen
John,
was saying, you know,
what John the Union thinks, that
the Beatles are
you can't have this
musically.
I think she does. Sure she
I
does,
still
but you know,
think
it's
that
up to
way.
them.
You know,
It really is.
music, I just think
You know,
that.
I agree. It's difficult. That, but I
I mean,
really
if
do
their
think
house
that's
is
their
still
decision.
great.
You know,
I just can't see it
it's like
without
with
music,
kids.
you know,
You know,
I just can't see
if
it
a
at
kid's doing that,
That's what you
doing a
say.
naughty thing,
Yeah, what
really,
I wouldn't put
or
the
something
radio
you
on.
think's
Exactly,
naughty,
what
you've
is
really
there
got
to
to leave
listen
it.
to
The
the
excitement.
foundation?
Tell them not to, you know,
Maureen.
and you've
right.
screwed it.
Oh yeah,
then
I just
they
went
think-
over and said, well, I couldn't agree with you
I
more.
will.
No, do I.
You know, well, because I mean, it's like John's album cover, you know. All of us thought, well, why did he do it? But it ended up with the answer being, well, why not?
Ethan, you better take
That's
these.
the trouble, you know. That we, yeah, take those pictures.
Because you never know. Yeah, oops. There goes one of them.
And you can go on to it like that all your life.
Yeah.
But it's,
But there's still got to be the compromise
yeah.
on the line somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do with the John Junker thing, you know. Not sort of just.
But it takes two to compromise.
Yeah. Well, I think you see, yeah, okay. So we go on talking like this forever, but I think for them to be able to compromise, I have to be able to compromise first. Then they'll be able to, or else they have to be able to compromise first. And but it's silly neither of us compromising.
Yeah, but
it is at least one stage better if I can start to compromise. Then maybe they can feel that they'll bend a little for me. Then.
Yeah, but if her being around so much has caused a lot of the trouble, that you're compromising already, and you've made a lot of your compromise. You know what I mean?
What by
by the
right, yeah.
omnipresence.
I think it's because we've thought that the only alternative would be for John just to say, okay, well, see you then. You know, and we've not wanted that to happen.
No.
It's incredible. I mean, we hustle each other like mad. You know, we probably do need really sort of a central daddy figure to say, you know, 9 o'clock. None of the girls. You know, leave your girls at home, lads. You know, we're all all right. I don't know. We might though. Never know.
But work is work, you know.
Probably.
What'd you say?
It wouldn't work. But it's going to be such an incredible sort of comical thing, like in 50 years' time, you know. They broke up because Yoko sat on an amp. You know, or just something like this. What? They see John kept bringing this girl along. What? It's not as though there's any sort of splitting rows.
But it is, like Linda was saying, it really
There's
is
nothing wrong, really.
terribly
It's just sort of
dispiriting if it doesn't get together. It really is.
Just music.
Yeah, I mean, just for the.
That's the thing, you know. That's
just
the
to
lack
turn on
of
that
the
radio.
music. Yeah, the lack of.
God, I mean, it's an event when a Beatle album comes out, or it's even a single. It's just an event.
I mean, to turn on the radio.
So, you know,
This is fan number
it's
one,
like
fan
people
number
listen
two.
more to that than when Johnson gives a speech. You know, it's just people listen.
What do you say?
I was talking to Neil last night about an idea I thought for a TV show, but he sort of really finished the idea off, which is made it sensational, which was that while we were rehearsing the show ourselves, we should have alongside us someone sort of near, so that we're getting the same kind of buzz, but we're completely independent. We should get like, say, the editor of the Daily Mirror. You'd have to get someone as good as him, a real hard news nut, rehearsing a team of really hard, incredible newsmen with films, writing, so that on the night of the show, in between all our songs is news, but the fastest and the hottest from every corner of the earth. And we just heard that there's been an earthquake and so film, and just like incredible news in between each thing. So it's like a red hot news program, and at the end, the final bulletin is the Beatles have broken up.
Nice.
Nice, but
nice, but not nice.
Nice. That's
thanks, but no thanks. But I mean, that'd be an incredible show, because that news thing
should be live. That show
with our music.
It's another one.
Because then he wouldn't
Telstar all over the
it should be
world.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other thing, and then that got into a come dancing link up, where we just have competition, with all our songs, and this is a slow foxtrot.
You know that
Eugene
program?
Quiller, and they all sort of get prizes for it.
But do you think if you put any
that live link up thing, I think
it's
is
very
great.
exciting. I love the idea of that satellite show.
That's great.
See, because if you did have people just sort of that live link up, you don't have to have anyone on the end of the line, the other end.
Plus, then
I
you
mean,
can
you
just
don't have to have
the
anyone special. It can be anyone who's in the studio.
Live.
The fact that you've moved over to Houston now is what's. And it can just be sort of...
Well, like that show that all you need is love on.
Howdy, Europe.
Which some of it wasn't that good, but the
that's what they did on that big Astrodome.
Oh, great.
When they
I
got
just remember
beamed
the
in,
fishery in Japan.
Now
It was
from
a whole
America.
nother month or something. Yeah, it's great because the time's different in every place.
Yes, beautiful. And then Australia, and it was cold in Australia, and the traffic jam in France.
Crew cut in Bull Neck, Houston Astrodome.
Plus then the Beatle thing could be so simple, just them, you wouldn't have to get your sunset.
But do you think if you put any pressure on him, that he'd go your way a bit more?
Who's this?
Onto John.
I don't know. But I'm not, I can't bother doing all that. Do you want to try and ring John? Try and.
But the thing is, the four of you, the four of them just talking about it.
Did you not talk about it much last night?
Well, there were just too many
people.
229, camera A.
John didn't talk. You see, Yoga talked for John.
Did George stay?
Oh well, then in the middle of all that, actually, George went.
But he was waiting for it to start, that's why he's sticking around. But when he saw it wasn't. The thing is, a meeting without Yoko just once, I'm sure.
I don't think we'll ever get that.
You don't know?
See, that's it.
That's
You know,
the
it
bit
is.
because
That
you-
is a big
you-
sort of crunch.
you'd
That
have
thing.
to say to John then, and then it's going to be, well, I'm not doing it, or I am doing it, whichever way it goes. But if he decided he wasn't, then that'd be that.
But you've got to make it some way again, face-wise, if he can appear without her. And you've almost got to drug her herb tea or something, and put her away for a minute or two. It's just that's so hard when it's face involved. Those wily Orientals. The yellow peril.
Yeah, I think he'd do it, but I don't think she'd do it.
See, but their point is that they're trying to like be as near together as they can.
For their own truth and everything.
Yeah, for everything.
Jazz.
Like, so that if she sits over here, it's just slightly less good than if she's sitting that near, very near to him. And if she's touching him, then that's even better, you know. And it's like that. So that, okay, she's prepared to sit here. But then there's the beginning of the rot then. Then she'll stay at home the next day while he comes. You know, and they see it like that. You know. They see it that the more they can stay together. And it's right in a way. I mean, if that's how you see it, then you can see that it'd be a drag for people to start saying, well, look, come to the meeting without it, you know, we're going to talk without it, because then it starts separating you again from her. Which is like, it's very ideological, which is, you know, probably how it should
I'm all
be.
for that. I mean, if that's what they want to do. It's just that if it screws everything else up for everybody else, then they got to think about it.
Well, I don't know, you know. See, they'd say that the other way
that you have to
yes,
adjust
the other
to
way
them.
is true, yeah. That you know, if we do what we want to do, it might screw it up for them, you know, and they don't want to be screwed up.
Mal's trying to ring me. Yeah. Who's permanently engaged?
Permanently engaged.
Send a telegram.
Kelly's on pins and needles wondering what's happening. Yeah, I thought of that last night. Send a telegram.
Did anybody speak to him last night? Does that count?
No, it was last night.
Maybe if she stayed in the black bag, that would count.
This is roll 130, slate 229 continued.
But not talking. Putting the lid on the parrot's cage. Not talking. Such a funny idea.
And then there were two.
When two.
Tom and Jerry.
Simon Garfunkel.
No, I said it because you told me.
What?
What?
Simon and Garfunkel used to be Tom
Oh, I
and
know.
Jerry.
Hey, schoolboy.
It used to be Tom and Jerry. I think it's so cute.
That's what they used to call them, though.
Yeah. And they had that hit, Hey, Schoolgirl. or
Yeah, I
something.
think so.
It was a big hit. Too.
Yes, it was, and then they went to Columbia University, and then
Not
they...
big,
Yeah.
Well, it was
freaked
one
out.
of those.
It's
It was
one of
like
those,
a Jan and Dean.
yeah,
kind
it was
of thing.
post Down in the
Hey,
Juniors.
little
Yeah.
schoolgirl.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm sure you've heard.
Tom and Jerry.
It's an old blues number.
If we were going to take a ship's pool on what our communal life is going to be the next 2 weeks, what are we all betting?
I think we see the end of this week out, and and something will have happened, definitely.
Even
I mean,
if it's
'cause
only
like-
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Which is
Then we'll
a
say,
good
well, we
remark
don't
for the
come
day.
in next week, and we sort of chuck it, or we come in next week and we sort of make it next week.
And then we send the guys off to Africa.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, I mean, this is we've stopped the
think we
clock
should-
now. We've got to stop
we
the
should
clock while
cancel
this
it
is all
now.
going on. Like, this isn't
Cancel what?
counted. We should cancel that 18th day, because it should definitely be the 19th. I mean, already, because we're going to lose today.
But that's
So every
next
day you
weekend.
lose, it will go back a day.
Well, you know what I was thinking? That
Yeah, I
if,
think, you know, something like that. It'll still give us
Can
the
you
same
do that?
amount of time.
well, what I thought,
We
you
can
know what I
if we
really
cancel-
thought?
Yeah, but
Can
if
you-
we cancel Intertel, it means we do have to go out to the country to do it probably.
That's what I mean. So.
Intertel are booked up.
No, well, I think we can make a deal in there, but what I thought is that because Maureen was so keen we go away the other day, I thought we should put it off a week and do it the following weekend, and we'd have it together by then. And if we were to go away, we'd go away for 6 days or something and do it totally different.
We should do it.
After chatting over tea.
Girls.
What, you don't think they should go with?
No.
I don't see any point.
I don't really see any point anymore.
There's 8 of us who doesn't see any point.
Yeah, sure, and luckily we're the Beatles who don't see any point.
But.
No, no, but
there's those great comedy lines, you know, there's great kind of 40s comedies where they cut to the loser sitting there saying, but, you're all wrong,
The big hot dog in his mouth.
You're screwing yourselves up. The show's so beautiful.
Especially that news, you can do it right here.
Why not do the show right here?
Listen, it really is just the Beatles. You think you need to break it up, but you just don't.
I think so. I think she's right.
No, but it will be just the Beatles. But
yeah, but you see, like I think we're getting the wrong angle on that. I mean, it may not even be the Beatles. You know, this is just if it is, then like I really do think, like, with the circus, it didn't look right. I know it was a bad print and everything, but like I didn't ever really get into any one of the Who, ever. You know, I mean, it was the event all the time. It was the sort of event, and no one digs that. You know, that's over the sort of event. I think. You know, I think it really is now. If you're trying to show him, you know, I'd just really say, just stick it on him. You know, really, and leave that, and then maybe come back in a thing, but stay on him. You know, for as long as he's done his whole bit, not just sort of take his excellent little movement. You know, when he sort of does that, because that's great. But you know, he does that, and then he does that, and then he does that, and then he does that, and it's all great, you know. But that's all that. That's what you want to see of Ringo, I think, and all that to music.
A study, you know, you just want to
study, yeah, it really is.
Really get
it's like, see, you
it.
said the thing about Picasso paints.
Yeah, but that's this.
No, but it's even the show still, you know. Picasso paints when the paintings, they didn't sort of fast cut the paintings or anything. He just sort of painted them, you know, and they showed how it built up, and they stayed on it, you know. And it's like that, you know. This is use that analogy, and these songs are going to be our paintings at the end of it. And you really are going to have to show, because that's what I thought about the Who's thing, like
but
you know those, but a brilliantly lit thing, very very bright lights, so that you see every detail about him instead of a sort of moody things, you know, really totally bright lit with everything, you know. I mean, it hardly needs scenery or anything. Really should all be about him and his drum kit. Look at that drum kit. You know, it really looks great, and that's all. It says it all.
Yes.
And then John, his amp, his guitar, actually sitting there doing it at that minute. You know, I really think I think if you start going in that direction, then I think, you know, you might think of a great idea. Oh, incidentally, you know, we think it should all be done in a black bag or something.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is you can't compare the two, because the circus was designed as an event. I mean, it's a different concept, because that's what you see. Just that story was the Rolling Stones needed a family show, and Mick wanted a family show. He said what Mick said he wanted was Ed Sullivan without Ed Sullivan, and it's much harder to make the Rolling Stones a family proposition than it's to make you a family proposition. So that's what we had to make that an event, the circus, and they stayed the Rolling Stones in a family show, which is a very hard thing to pull off. You've got a different problem.
But I still think there's that thing of.
But you see,
if you're trying to cover this
I mean,
and I'd hold one camera, like probably
but what
there, on them all,
see, originally we're talking
and
about
just see what all their faces did, you know, and I'd just
one
leave
on
it.
each one of them, and then one
I certainly
on
wouldn't go cut.
No, I
because
wasn't
then.
anyway. But you're talking Andy Warhol. Everybody's talking Andy Warhol.
No, it's not. No, I'm not.
You
No,
are.
Michael, come on now. You're talking the other way. You know, okay,
Maybe.
so we may be going both, and there's a compromise to be reached, but you've got to, you know, I'll come back from the. Okay, see, that's what I was saying. That like, okay, if you're trying to cover Ringo now, you need a shot from there to sort of see. That thing. But then you do need like one here, and that. But okay, so Andy Warhol, you don't stay on that one shot. You know, you will come in as he sort of moves his head. You'll come into that or something. But my point is, like, don't go off Ringo. Don't go off into the scenic backgrounds, you know, because who wants that? You know? Or the audience or the moon. It's not necessary, you know. There's what we're looking at. You know, that really is, and it's not Andy Warhol. You know, it's news. It's news coverage. It's like if you see an event happen, and the really good coverage, you know, is the shot of the fellow with the gun to his head, and the fellow who got that shot, that's the fellow. And that was the man who covered the event. But the fellow who got the guy on the ground afterwards with the blood coming out of his head missed it. You know. That's it. And with all that fast cutting, I mean, I think I missed a lot of that Who thing the other day. Just Pete Townsend. Now, I never saw him. Really, now I'd really like to look at him for a long time because he fascinates me. Pete Townsend doing all this bit, you know. But I'd like to really just see what he looks like after he's done that thing, because it always goes off him when he's done that. You know, Keith Moon just sort of jabbering away on the drums, you know, just for a whole number almost. Okay, so you're going to have to cut between the four of them, you know, but it's just that thing, you know, really sticking with it.
Yeah,
and I think that's the point about this show for us.
To take that as an example,
Really?
like one of the reasons, like for instance, Top of the Pops isn't good, I don't think, is that they never help the act. Like you take a very wild act like The Who, if you cover it in long shot, especially on TV, which is that size, they really look like a bunch of jerks doing what they're doing. You've got to help an act. You've got to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about them specifically, to use that point. Because if you just take a wide shot of them kind of doing their act with no particular response to the audience, they do look like they're lunatics, but the wrong kind of lunatics. You've got to help that act.
Right.
That was the point about The Who, that you did what I was trying to do with The Who. Again, it's a completely different concept of the show.
But I think this is where this is the trouble, you know. We've always noticed this, like with TV directors, you know.
If
it always
the act's
happens.
wild, then the camera goes
The
wild.
camera goes wild, and it's wrong, man. It shouldn't
It's the other way round. It's the ones that stand there. The cameras need to do something.
It's like it's those cameramen who go.
And Arthur Brown, every time he came on,
Yeah, and you can't see a fucking thing.
because he was so
digging
wild,
it, man.
and the cameras
got
went
it.
wild,
You
so
know,
you didn't get anything.
And you just see all this flare, and you can't see anything. You know. But it's like in a show. In a show, you know, you're just sitting there. There's one shot. Mal said that the other day. There's only one shot of the show. It's you. The shot.
There is.
I mean, in life, man, there's only one shot.
Yes, but you do have your close-ups.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, but in life, but that's what I think everybody's wrong, because you've got to think of the difference between a concert with real people and a real group and the relationship. Like it's actors, like when Laurence Olivier is on the stage, you've got a different way of dealing with him.
You just want to see him.
That's when you're in the audience, seeing him on stage, because you've got the real human thing coming across, like when you're on stage.
I don't see what you're fighting.
No, I don't
But that day in the life thing that we did.
I think anyway, you as a director need to move in that direction, definitely, or else you're going to get bogged down with your ready, steady, go image.
Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. But like,
I think Man of Our Time
No,
was
but that was his
but,
fault.
But look at Jude now.
a bit like that.
But now look at Jude. See, I was.
But he should have had the greatest film
yeah,
ever
so was
there.
I. But you know, the comment about Jude was that when I was doing those high bits, you didn't see me do
I
them.
know, that was, I couldn't get
Now
on
you see,
it.
I mean, I've never really heard Jude
If I
as a
get
record.
one, I leap about. You
Because
know, it's
I'm
very
too
hard to
sort of
restrain yourself to stand there.
subjective or whatever it is. Can never be objective.
But there
I'm
should have been
sure, you know,
straight
the
shots. That's
occasions
right.
I have
You know
heard
that
it.
program,
Those little screams. You
But
know,
that's
you want
right.
to see the
On
fellow
you
leaping
remember-
around with his
half an
hand
hour
mic
thing,
doing
and it's
those.
just the group
But you
on
remember
stage.
when
You
we were
don't want
talking
to see a
about doing.
Yeah, I
postman.
think that's
You
great.
remember
You don't.
when we were playing Jude
And
back?
the one that was on the
we
other
thought
night.
we would
Yeah.
do some
Well,
Well, they had
because
the
that was
bomb
one
they've
of
had
them.
one.
Because
But they
when
have
you
like
did, just before the
they
orchestra
run out
comes
of
in,
money
you did that
and then they have
scream.
Sons and
I
Lovers
physically
and
couldn't
that.
get a
I
camera
liked it,
onto you
though.
because they couldn't hear the talk back.
Because
Yeah,
it's
that was one of the
like
things we did
them.
think of doing
the
again,
last
and
control.
cutting in.
Yeah. No, but I mean
Because I should
that
have been on you
idea
for that. I mean, that was a
stage,
mistake.
singing
But this was
live,
turned out
you
to
know.
be
But there are things
You
like
can
I
sing
think,
live.
you know, I mean, you've really got to.
Yeah, I
That was
know.
the drag.
But what I mean
You know,
is that
this-
idea of the cameras,
Yeah.
that colour, and
But
yet
if there's a mad group on there,
It's like if you
there's
can
a-
think
a wild group on that
slow.
show, the cameras go wild.
You
No,
can
I
think
haven't, I just
instead of
thought-
thinking
It's all
you
in
must keep up the
reverse,
pace.
It's all over the place.
You can think slow.
No, they
like
do
we would have got
exactly
the shot of
same.
the
They
orchestra.
won't hold a camera.
Which okay, I
The
know, you
group's
know,
leading
we,
about.
Well, yeah, but
I
you've
missed
gotta
it
get
too,
that.
you know.
'Cause I
We
mean,
all
it's like
missed it.
Marine
that's
But
all
there was a
right.
bloody big
Yeah,
orchestra, and we
but
missed it. Just because
You
no one
sure
actually
won't,
covered
yeah.
that shot, and we never took a slow amount of time to get a camera just there to shoot the whole scene as it was, you know. Now, if you'd have been thinking slow like this, you know, it is like if you're trying to get Ringo now, instead of trying to get all the pace in, you're going to miss it all, you know. You've really got to just position. There was a sort of excerpt on television last night, an old film, Philip Jenkins, where it came down over the rooftops of Paris.
Lovely that.
I saw it.
Incredible shot, and I was thinking that's really what this should all be at, Twickenham. This should totally be built like those film sets, so that you can glide all over the place on tracks and everything with your cameras, go places that TV cameras don't go, you know, so that you can come down out of that roof on one long shot right from the back there, and just come down on a thing, slowly, like a chair lift, right down, right into Ringo's face. On the one shot, you know, from right back there. That's, you know, it's like the old films. And then have all sorts of cranes and lifts and stuff for your cameras to float around us, you know. And just all that flowing movement, and then the songs, you know. And then really just stay with us. And then that'll create your sets then. You'll have cameras hanging all over the place, like.
But just them.
But just, I mean, that idea of like sort of slowly getting into the thing and being careful not to miss anything. And I really do think you'll find the pace is there without you having to put it there. Because it's like with Warhol's things, he does go right to the other extreme. But I mean, you know, he reckons there's pace in that Empire State.
Yeah, but he's...
But, you know, I wouldldn't agree with him. I'd think it'd be boring.
I mean, he's right.
But I see his point. I see
He's
his
off the
point.
audience.
You're pulling an
I don't
extreme,
really
though,
agree with
Warhol.
like 99% of what you say.
Yeah, but... Well, this is
the
good
one-
because that's the compromise
right.
then, the buts.
I agree with. I know. I agree with what you mean, but not what
if
you
it
say.
was like, if it was like Michael said all along, if it was one number or two numbers or something, but as it's 52 minutes,
Yeah.
it's a long time to do just that with. And I know it's the Beatles and all the rest of it. And the Beatles are far, you know, but it needs something.
Mind repeating that?
Again. It needs just something else. Yeah, it would work for a lot of it. Yeah, great. I agree. I know exactly what you mean.
Well,
I don't know. But you see, I think that's what we're going to get, though. The thing is, while we're saying, okay, we mustn't do that, the only one we're going towards.
Speak to John.
Yeah, okay. The only one we're going towards is the same thing, only a fast cut thing with scenery. And that's going to have to have, but that's going to have a bit of difficulty. Whatever idea we do get, we are getting towards, still going to have difficulty sustaining, I think.
No, yes, exactly.
I mean,
That's
even
why.
a Tunisian amphitheatre, you know.
That's
going to be easier because the trouble is, see, it's like Magic Christian. They've written Ringo into Magic Christian, who's Magic Christian's son. Now in the book, it wasn't in the book, and I don't know if it'll work, you know, but it will actually because. They'll all be able to do it into a good thing. But I don't like that kind of thing. I don't like that underestimating what you've got, you know. Really don't. And okay, so maybe this show, we're going to have to cut it down to a half-hour show. Maybe, you know. But I'd rather do that than pad it into an exciting 50 minutes.
I'll talk to you about when you're going to take. I'll talk to you about it.
I just can't. It's like I really can't see what all that other stuff is about.
You see that on
You know,
television
I'd love
every
to.
other
If we were
minute.
doing that, then I think we should do, galloping horses and really go the whole hog and really have an epic. You know, have them galloping through and have a big, have the whole bit. But if we are going a bit towards like the Beatles, I really think,
Well, I thought
get in, really get the close-up lenses, man. Get right into one of John's eyes.
It's like a
Yeah,
close-up
can you do that? You know, I mean, but think that direction rather than trying to get a picture of John and the moon, you know, or a big amphitheatre, because I don't really think that all makes
You know, it's that thing. The world's dying to see them.
Yeah,
You know?
but the point is, I think that the Michael's way, you can do both. Yeah. And that way, your 52 minutes does sustain.
I have
either
never
problem.
seen a study of any musical event. It's always been, you want to be there. That's the thing. And if I were there, I'd be staring at them. I'd be staring. I would never look around me once. I'd be staring at them if I were sitting in the audience. It's like you say in the theater. So why can't the camera be you sitting there?
If you're sitting at a concert, like I saw their last concert at Hammersmith, whatever the hell it was, and I was totally aware of not only them, but over here, not only them, and they were 40 miles away, but the audience, the screams, the lights.
We looked at Help the other night again, and like Hard Day's Night, and that was them playing.
Right, but it was them over an hour and a half in 30,000. Like if it is an Andy Warhol picture.
Oh, don't take the other extreme. I mean, Andy Warhol, that's not you. That's not what they're saying. I'm speaking like a fan. I really
Me too,
am.
and
I
I'm a
know
big-
if
I'm
I
a
were
bigger fan than
watching
you
them
are.
on television.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Should we fight about that? But I know.
This is roll 131.
Maureen, she's a fan. I mean, the first time I saw her was when she came to the studio one night, and she was just really
I mean, the answer is I
music
can do it anyway. But being the fan I am, I gotta keep saying I think you're all wrong.
Well, yes, but you want to be too sophisticated, and I don't think
I'm
it
so
has to.
unsophisticated. Am I sophisticated? I really am.
Am I sophisticated, please?
We ran the circus the other night, and it's so simple. I mean, I'm the least pretentious director you're going to meet.
Okay, well, the thing is, it's that character study that's the Wolper thing. It's so great because he does a study. You know, like
yes, but to do a study,
making of a
don't
president.
sit on someone's face.
Yeah, you do it right though. You sit in somebody's face, but you do it right. Oh, you do. You know, it's like being a good photographer. You just get them. You know, it's clicking at the right minute, and you have to totally love and know the thing that you're doing to get that. It's like I can't photograph women very well, you know, because I don't like photographing women unless I think they're great. You know,
As I said,
like I'd love photographing Greta Garbo.
I can do it anyway because I think part of being a director is
do photograph women.
just doing it.
But you know, a few, but you know.
Photograph men unless you take photographs.
I was going to say there are only certain men I want to photograph. Says he lighting his.
Lighting up a player.
Jumping on his hands.
You see, Paul, I was saying to Linda when you were out that I can do it anyway, except I got to keep saying you're wrong when I think you're wrong.
Yeah, sure, great, of course you
I'll
just keep saying I'm right when I think I'm right.
Yeah, of course. Because otherwise I abdicate both my fanship and also my...
oh, not another strike.
No, but you
Look,
know...
fellas, I'm off the show if you don't do it my way.
I'm not moving that far.
No, I thought the other day I might leave, but then I thought they won't notice.
Dennis, got a director.
I'll let us direct it, Dennis.
I think you've got to think of it, I don't know. I see my ideas totally to do with you and not to do with anything else. I just think we can do better than here.
No,
And I think I can get into you much better there, and I think
but
it'll
it's
be more about you.
Africa, or wherever you're going, isn't
Africa's only, Africa just sounds like, because we're English, you know, Africa was the country we colonized years ago.
It could be.
No, it's not
listen,
that
it
at
could
all.
be Brighton Beach. Africa's got nothing to do with it. It's
Yeah,
just
Brighton.
Farming.
Yes.
It
Slate
happens that
231, take one.
the songs you write are, I think, the best songs of the century, and you are the four probably best-known performers of at least the decade and maybe the century, right? That's what you do. I've got to help that out, and I've got to get into you, which I totally agree with the girls. I just think the venue we've thought of out of doors, it doesn't anywhere, is going to get it done.
Yeah.
And
I'm not against out of doors, it's just I'm against Africa these days.
That's because everybody's calling it Africa.
Well, you know, I'm against moving.
That doesn't help either.
But everybody's thinking of it. All it is going away.
Yeah.
And that's only because it's hot. If it was hot right here.
But you see, I think the mistake, you know, is what if we don't go away? You're really going to be lumbered because all you've thought is the show will be all right if we go away. And my point is, think the show if we don't go away. I'm really going to have to get in. Now start thinking of things like getting a shot at John, you know, and also persuading John and I when we sing harmony to use one mic there, and then when we sing separately. Because I was thinking yesterday that there's another idea for a set. Instruments. Because you need a grand piano for one number, but then for Maxwell Silverhammer, I think it's a bit pure, the grand piano, so we should get a bit of a honky-tonk. So then you start getting the whole sort of place is just littered with instruments that we can move around from, and it's like a big game of musical chairs, you know, moving around, and on that amp and that guitar, and it's all, you know, it's really planned, you know, it's like a whole computed setup.
See when we get into it.
We just move around, you know. And then Ringo gets off and gets onto his congos for that one, or his what, you know. But you know, like that kind of sort of thing. Then you start to get scenery almost.
Yes, but that's what you're really talking is linking numbers. But you're not talking about.
No, but look, I really think it is.
I love it.
I think like that interlude they used to have of the Potter's Wheel was too much. You know, I know, like you know, it was. They used to have an interlude on British TV where there's a Potter's Wheel, and you just made a pot before your very eyes. Just one shot held them. They just made it, and it took about 5 minutes or something. It was a 5-minute interlude, and it was great because you never felt bored. Now you just because he was such a craftsman, so good.
You get his camera.
Yeah,
you always watched it.
Always.
So
that you know, there is the possibility that seeing us actually technically make an album.
There you go.
Seeing shots of him, putting that up, and before the number, linking the number, like him switching everything over, you know, to taking all the top out of that on this track, because we want a very good biting guitar sound on this track.
But I think that's the documentary, because I think to go away to Glyn as opposed to a Camel is distracting from you, because we're talking about getting into you.
Easier.
I think the documentary, we've got all this in the documentary.
No, I totally disagree with what you just said, because I think he's a lot more to do with this show than a Camel.
Me too. I just think once we hit the four of you performing, then
I still think he's a lot more to do with it. You know, I think like he's performing. I mean, that's it. You're gonna miss him live. There he is. See, that's it. The Camel won't be doing anything live. Camel probably, chances are, it won't even be looking at us or him or anyone. You know, won't even be looking at your camera and just sort of shit in front of you. You just sort of get that. You know. I'd be lucky if it does. You know, there'll be in a bit of action. But more often than not, the donkeys don't actually look, and they've got to be dragged around. You know, it's all
there is
too
that.
much.
From any particular point, you can go both ways, like bigger or.
Roll 119, B camera, times 10 to 1, continuation of slate 231 now follows.
Camera movements were like the most fluid ever to be seen on TV. Just the most incredible camera movements. And you had your lenses, your special lenses got from Japan for really micro lenses, and you had sort of special, and the actual technical side of it was what we got into, rather than going somewhere with the same old equipment, same old movement. Because if we do go somewhere, you're not going to be very flexible. You're going to still have your cameras, and you're going to have to be shouting at an Italian crew. You know, and it's really you're going to be a little bit sort of hamstrung, but with great scenery. Okay.
But like,
I mean, obviously the answer is to do this thing I'm saying with great fluid movements in the desert, you know, and have all the cranes in the desert.
We've got the helicopter booked, as it were.
Yeah.
That's what. Now I want to ask you two questions.
Not helicopter. It's some bumpy.
We got the one with
steadiness.
the mount.
Really, just so it's like a dream. You could shoot this thing, so it's totally
what
like
I
a dream.
wanted,
where you can fly over here.
But see, what I wanted to do in the
of
desert was really make it the most romantic thing of all time. But I want to ask you two questions. One is, what do you think the most successful television appearance you've ever had is? What were you happiest with?
I didn't know the question.
Stop the clock.
Of all your TV, of all the appearances you've had on television, which is the most successful you've had? Which did you like the best? Or did you think they were all much for muchness?
The last 4 or 5 have been much the same. We take our own crowd to the party.
I saw, what have I seen? I've seen Hey Jude. Then we go back to, what was the one?
Around the Beatles.
Around the Beatles, probably.
Around the Beatles, I think so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Around the Beatles. Because what I was going to ask you, now the other question is, when you say you don't think on TV that if you have a group doing a kind of big act like The Who, that it shouldn't be complimented, what should you do? Just sit back in a wide shot, do you think?
No. Sit back in a wide shot for the beginning of the number, and then when it
hots up,
then go to someone. Then go to someone who's sort of, say, the singer. Go to him for a while, you know. But then.
But even when it hots up, it doesn't need to be the camera doesn't need to be leaping around because all the action is taking place.
I think we've got like a news event.
I would like
it's
to
like I think
really do one though, like that country show where there's one camera.
Oh, I'd love that.
And you just step in and
the one we
do
saw
your
on the
bit.
ranch.
What's that? Tell me.
One camera, and they just all walked into it.
You know, all the band was
Flat
there.
and
If it
Scruggs
was,
and all
say
that.
he was the camera, if it was the guitarist bit, he'll just step in and do his bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's still on
Then
the
he's
wide
the
shot, but
soloist
they'd all
doing
take
it,
the centre, and if it was the violin, he'd just walk in and do his bit, and he'd get back wherever he was. So they acted all the movement. You know, you didn't have any of that.
It's like that.
Just
The
amazing.
natural thing of cameramen these days
You did the stage
is to sort of
show
zoom
properly.
and refocus and zoom out, and there's a hell of a lot of movement cameramen do. You know, I really don't know what these are doing at the moment. You know, but there's always that. You know, and I don't think you need it half the time. You know, it bugs me when they start zooming in, and I was watching his foot. You know, and he's zoomed in onto his hand. You know, well that wasn't what was happening, you know. And it's really, that fellow's got to be so good, the cameraman, to know what you're watching to zoom in on. You know, I really prefer him to sort of stay covering it all. It's like the old movies, you know, where they walked in, did their bit. And it is the whole idea because we were thinking of doing this once for an Apple thing, for getting James Taylor, Mary Hopkins,
Yeah, I remember.
people, and we were going to get our home video things and set them up, and then have an area of the room just like there, which was lit, and sort of that was it, and then like there was the camera. Then you came in, you did your thing, and if you wanted to sort of say anything in close-up, you walked up to the camera, and you said it in close-up. Then you ducked out, and then someone else came in close-up, and then walked into long shot, and then did his dance. And then he moved his stool in a bit closer and got his guitar on. Yeah, but all of that, I think the one thing that doesn't really need most of the time to move is the camera. And I think it's like it's a switch. You know, it's like Oriental medicine and Western medicine. They do it the total different way. We prescribe for the symptoms, you know, and then we tell you what you've got or something. But theirs is another way. It's like they prevent it. Their medicine is on to preventing it rather than telling you what you've got when you've got it, and after you've got it. So it's like it's a switch. We could do a switch on this, and try it. That's what I was meant about, like having lots of instruments. Get us to do the movement. Get us to go to the camera.
Like all four of you can,
George
and when you're on the piano, you can't move down. And also like...
No, but that's looking at the negative side.
Yes,
Of course I can't move on a piano. But if I've got a guitar, I can.
You're right.
And
See,
in between that number, I'm going to sort of move from there to there, you know. Yeah, there's two other.
Nice. It's slowly. Yeah, what you're saying now is really a slight contradiction of what you were saying. To the spooky camera.
Probably.
Yeah, we're all contradicting ourselves. It's the only way you ever get an idea. But it's a good point.
No, but that's what I thought about that film last night. I thought what they must have done, that French film, is like built that whole big set just for the opening. I mean, it will have all been done just for the opening of the picture there, to get a really sort of staggering opening. So say we did the studio just for the opening. We built a track from that's been done from up there, just coming right down to there, you know, right say onto, say Ringo's doing an opening number.
Do you want to see some
right onto
lunch?
When is John expected?
He'll be in about an hour, I think.
Well, it's still time to have the theatre now.
Yes, sir. Okay. You know, but just for the opening shot, and then we might get away from that thing, Glenn, of it being boring.
Yes.
If we have just that for the, and then we go into something else. Then forget that. Then, you know, because then that might be well. Yeah, I thought that.
The latest is that it rather looks like African art. Yes.
Up, turn over. Turn over then. Thank you. Turn over.
Should we sit over here?
Hi.
Am I well, you are my only love.
I'm running.
Do some more chairs, Alf, I think.
At least three more. Any type.
Apart from there?
Even them.
As well as you.
Even they're all right. It's just the chair. Bless you.
Just here for these last. Did you get that message? What? Yes, it was the mayor. What she just said.
Dr. Joseph, Eddie, did you ever get over this? What did you think you wrote it?
Well, I was, and then it's the whole hassle has developed into something.
This is roll 132. Roll 132 coming on now.
This is roll 132, slate 232, camera A.
just me that doesn't focus on? Oh yeah.
It doesn't really focus. It just telescopes a bit.
No, it focuses on the numbers. It's just my eye doesn't
Oh.
adjust.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. 16.
What were you reading for 16? If you're pressing the bottom button, okay?
I'm just pressing that.
Yeah, well then read the lower set of numbers.
Back to work.
Instead of saying it in the number, just say
Good.
if you don't agree, I just say
Right, 233 on B camera. 233 on B camera.
Money. You see, we do have to do it for the money. Artistic stuff. Yeah, he was really on the defensive. It's the same old thing. He's doing it too. Over there. Too much. You should be reading. Dollars. He was a bit ashamed of saying money. So he went into a big long one about money.
You know the day Apple sold out. I don't know. I think he ever does.
With Burton.
It was good though. I liked it. You know, I thought he. No, I know. I agree with you.
Yes, I agree with you.
He
Yes,
also
yeah.
got into the scene what you do of the little jokes. Because, you know, it's like, did you ever see that? Someone did a show where they just asked people to stand by a wall and be filmed. And they couldn't stand there. They all had to tell the jokes and do that. Like you do, you know. As soon as you notice, you know, you do your bit. And they just couldn't stand there. And I just noticed him going into all those jokes we used to go into.
With his nephew too. When his nephew came.
I thought that was great though, you know, because kids always win.
I think he's shrewd enough to know that. I would never have thought of it. But I think he'll know, vaguely knowing it, I think he'd have thought of it. But you can't do anything wrong. It's great when we see him though, because I dig her like mad and she digs him and I shout at him and she shouts at me.
Oh, you don't dig her as much?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, he's the tops for her. And she's the tops for him.
Gotta be,
because it's always Maureen. It's him. It's always Elizabeth with me. Knowing the stars as I do.
I mean, I said Sean, I said
coffee.
Coffee. Sean O'Riordan, actually, trainer. Dreaming in public, it's known as. You know those dreams where you sort of go down a hell together and the scene changes, but doing that in public. It's the new one. It's the latest.
Yes,
it's all
yes.
the
We'll
latest
film
thing.
it next.
I think we are. I think you're on.
Can't hear it. Yeah, but the guitar player's joining us. They just come to me and said, "Can I get John over here?"
Well, you should angle your mic then. Can you angle it? Maybe not.
Well, it does this. It goes back, I think, like that, and it swings that way and that way.
It should do that. They should have it back.
But they're saying it's too loud then.
Well, it's obviously too loud if it's facing him. Wouldn't you say, Michael?
I'm not very good at music. Peter, can we make this more directional? Does the thing itself get any more directional?
Well, we can tilt the mic, but then you have to find it all over the place.
But like, if he would just talk.
Roll 120B, slate 233 continues.
Everyone wants to say, look, don't worry. I once thought it was like that. You know, I always say, look, don't worry, because I once thought the situation was that, and I don't anymore. You know? But I mean, I find that the most difficult thing ever to say. Because I've asked hear myself say it, I think I haven't quite said it. Didn't quite convince him. You know? And as I think that, you think that, he thinks that, blah blah blah, it goes on forever. But all we can do is attempt to say it, you know, and I promise from here on in to attempt to say it. And you're right. Let's go now then, shall we? You think we should go and see George?
I was going in. I think we should phone and see if he's there. Mal or the other lad. What's his name? Kevin.
You know, we've got the same.
Yes, I'd like you to get Mal.
Same problem that causes you to get on your guitar and wail. It's the same one over there. I'm wailing with you, but I don't say it right there and then because I suspect you mightn't be wailing about the same thing. But you are, you know, so I won't quite say it, and I never have quite said it. But sometime I hope to say it. I may never say it. Fuck it if I don't. If I do, it's like I said to you last year, you know.
He's gone to Liverpool.
Has he?
He'll be back Wednesday.
Oh, then Wednesday's the day we see him, right?
Yeah. And I think till then.
Should we rehearse the numbers?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's try and get words for that. Surprise it, the Pakistani. Just get some of them set.
So I'm just going to go to his house with the H-track.
Okay, mate.
Yeah,
Could I have a couple? You know, we'll do an
and
hour.
also try.
You know, none of that. Yeah, work it.
Tried many times.
Do an hour just so.
We can film it for.
Don't worry, Michael.
Got some chewy.
Yeah. Mal, stick around with pencil and all. It may take a long time to get round to it through your reasoning, through so and so. You'll say it for me. You'll eventually say something that I meant to say. I know you'll say it.
But Paul, you see, that's another thing. I was talking with Linda now.
One of them?
And she
Yes,
said, so she digs Beatles music so much that she would let you do what she couldn't do. You know,
Glenn. Yes, Glenn.
Yes, Glenn.
Can you give us a little bit of bass, just
Sure.
for level, please?
There's a plec. Mal.
Hi.
Kev. Awesome. Give us a match. Yeah, we've all got our own opinions.
she would let you do, things.
Film it for posteriors. I love whatever you
See, that is it. That was it. Linda's thing that she said for me is the music. That's what she thinks she'd miss. It's just because she's got her thing and she's a fan, and she'd miss the music. She'd miss it, because every so often when everyone's getting into the heaviest of heaviest, comes out. Well, I'm lonely, yeah. You're like,
I was thinking that's why
everyone
all the
thinks,
songs are like.
okay, it's all right though, it's all right, because it's, that's Michael saying, I like what you do, I'm a fan,
Yeah, but you see, that's another thing.
and
I
they
was
do,
talking to.
yes,
Yeah.
they do,
But that's another thing. I was talking to Linda.
and even if we're in
I'm
the
sure
sort
of that,
screaming, if we're down in it, still it's good.
I don't think I'm not sure of that, but they, the Beatles and Linda's like it. It's just with how much I like it or you like it.
Well, I'm in about the same position. I'm a big fan. Look, John, from the day I saw you get on the 86 in your long drape,
leave that verse, because it could be all right. That verse, it sings all right. Okay, the next verse.
Jojo Jackson.
Left his home in Arizona, is it?
That's all right.
Yeah, home in Arizona.
But he knew he couldn't last.
No, that's not good, but he knew he couldn't last.
Left his home in Arizona.
235 on B camera.
Marsh.
But we're not sure about that. But put it in. Joe left his home in Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson in Arizona?
Yeah, Tucson. It's where they make high chaparral.
Tucson, Arizona. Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona. Thought it's gonna be a Be my back and home to many Pakistanis living at a council flat. Can you dig my bed?
Won't you tell me where it's at?
Get back to where you once belonged. Get back to where you once belonged.
Roll 134, camera A.
Get back to where you once belonged.
once more through.
A bit softer. Well, with a big one, slightly bigger one, do it.
.236 A camera.
One, two, three, four. Marsh isn't nice, is it? Marsh is Loretta Mary. I mean, there's got to be a name. Sweet Loretta Mary thought she was a woman, but she was another man. Thought she had it coming, but she gets it while she can. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3, go. Sweet Loretta Mary thought she was a woman, but she was another man.
Sweet Loretta Marvin.
Loretta Marvin thought she was a woman. It's gotta be a meh.
Meatball.
Loretta Mary. Meh. It's gonna be like one of those hard night. Sweet Loretta Mary. Sweet Loretta Mary thought she was a woman, but she was another man. What for the time being then? Which one? Decision? Which one?
What have we got?
Mary, Marsh, Martin, Marvin. 1, 2, 3, Sweet Loretta Marvin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the folks around they thought she got it coming, but she gets it while she can. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Jojo went and thought to some Arizona, but he never could run around. All of that around, he thought he was a loner, but the California crowd. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Solo. Well, get back, get back, back on where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Home and granny Pakistani, living in a council flat. Can you take a letter, tell me what you're planning? Won't you tell me where it's at? Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Come on, get back to where you once belonged. No, you're doing a bit too long on those breaks. Try the break again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's No, it's like
1, 2, 3, 4,
that
5,
bang
6,
is
7,
1.
8, 9.
But you're sort of doing
8. And then the 9th we
you're
hit
doing
it.
as though the bang is nothing, but the bang is 1. 1, 2, 3. But you're doing it like the first tom-tom is 1, but it isn't. It's like 2 the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just so it's like on the tom-tom you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit 3 on the bang, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Again. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four. So once you go onto the top tom-tom, it's like 4 from there on. So it's like bang, 2, 3, 4, up, 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 up. So it's start. Just do the start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought she was a woman, but she was another man. 2, 3, 4.
This is roll 136, slate 237, A camera, but wild at the moment.
Is it as it is at the moment?
Actually, Candidate Macmillan, that's all right, that verse. It sounds all right when you read it. Meanwhile, back at home, too many Pakistanis.
Candidate sounds
Candidate Macmillan. Candidate Macmillan. Yeah, it's a bit funny. It sounds better than Joey in Arizona verse.
Yeah.
Joey ran away from his home in Arizona.
Joey ran away from Tucson. Joey left his home in Tucson, Arizona.
Jojo left his home.
Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona. But Joey couldn't laugh.
I'm looking for another match. I'm looking
Jojo. So we have Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona, looking for a man at last. Looking for a... To the last. Looking for a home at last. Looking for a what? What is it? Looking for a home to last. Looking... Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona, looking for a home at last.
Looking for a love to last?
Something like that, yeah.
Looking for a dash to last.
A blast?
No, looking for a...
Looking for a blast from the past.
Looking for his blasted past. Trying to escape his past.
Or I can leave it there, you know. Done. What are your thoughts on it? Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona, looking for the greener grass. Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona, looking for the greener grass. He always thought he had to be a loner, but he knew he couldn't last. I agree. We'll leave that verse then, exactly as it is, so don't complicate it more. The next time it might be better. Okay, and we'll go home now, you think? And we'll come in tomorrow and like try and do a bit more tomorrow. Just of this. Yeah?
What time? Maybe it's 11.
11.
Cancelled all this stuff for the show. I think that's a good idea or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, just generally, all the editorial booking and everything.
Yeah, I think the 18th should be cancelled. I think the trouble is we're going to have to be like, okay, so we have to be flexible, but we're going to have to be very flexible now, which is like the 18th today has changed to the 19th because we lost a day today. Tomorrow it will change to the 20th. The day after it will change to the 21st. Now if George comes, well exactly, if George comes back, yeah, put it back a full week, yeah.
Put it back a full week, but book it for a full week later, then cancel it next week.
Yes.
If we can do that. We may have to pay a little bread and butter just to keep that going.
Okay. Let's do that.
That's pretty flexible, right?
Yeah, we've got to remain that. If nothing.
Well, I hope we can. We may have to pay them for the time we're not using them, but I think just to stay flexible is important.
What about this? This will teach you a few lessons anyway.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, as it will teach us.
Have you ruled out film altogether?
No, I haven't ruled out anything. I haven't ruled out a thing.
I mean, I'm not making a joke. I think we should stay as flexible as we can.
In case we stay
We've been more flexible before, Michael, I can tell you that.
35 mil, you know.
How flexible we are.
Flexible in my life.
Not to say changeable.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
My favourite guitar here is a sign.
Did something, well, you'll be back tomorrow.
I'm leaving my
Or you'll
age-old
send
buffer.
for it.
Look, what greater faith could man have than to leave his list?
No other love have I.
If I needed
What's
Tripper.
from?
That's from
Babies
the
in
old
Black.
shows.
Can we have a shot of this, Les?
Les. I want a shot of this, Les. Babies in Black.
Can you get in?
If I needed Tripper.
I mean, that's how flexible we can get.
I feel fine yesterday. I want to be Nowhere Man, paperback long tall.
Because I think at some point we should talk
You get it?
conceptually about the show.
You got the sound, Reg? Sound of a list.
Glenn, I'll be dragged screaming into the box somewhere in London, saying I think we should go to. Can I strum a chord?
I might leave that for you.
Is this a left-handed guitar?
Yes, please. Bassman. See you tomorrow,
Why
Law.
is it working?
I'm Tucson, Arizona.
Thank you. I'm free. Oh, sorry. Now, it's right here. Oh yeah, Dennis.
In a few years, you'll find you're skint and you have no mates. I'm a big fan of the Beatles and yourself, and I always will be. But for your own sake, change no responsibility. Wake up, Mike
Get
Campbell.
your hair straightened.
14 Hoylake Road, Morton, Wirral, Cheshire.
I was talking. Good morning, Dennis.
How are you,
I was
Mike?
talking
Good
to
morning.
our performers and groups, and we thought we'd put the whole show because Nick called me, so you'd cancelled everything, and he said we thought we might put it back a week.
Yeah.
To go for the following weekend, which is the 26th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah.
Can you lay that on, or should Dennis lay that on, Paul?
Where would you like me to lay
A
it
week.
No, just put it all back a week.
Yeah. A week.
A week or in Tripoli, one or the other. We'll do it one or the other.
Thunderclap Newman.
That's the guitar player they tell me about who looks 6 and is really 14.
No, 14 looks
37.
He looks a little
Actually.
out of it, doesn't he?
Thunderclap left to right. Thunderclap left. A sort of cross between Big Pink and Bix Beiderbecke.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yes. You have a good
Thanks
time.
for the use of the whole.
Wow, wow.
Well,
We'll have another one
it's
soon.
not what I'd call a good
All right,
time,
Mike,
but
we'll see you then.
I'd call it a barn dance. See you, Mike.
Bye, guys. See you
Cheers.
Good night,
tomorrow.
everybody.
What time? 10?
Yeah.
10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Thinks. 11.
Thinks.
No. But
10
so,
o'clock,
shall we
Mike.
lay the gear on for a week later?
Oh, do shut
Yes.
up, Michael, and sit down
Yes.
quietly. Lay it on.
No, he's doing very well, this lad. I must say.
He's trying. He's trying.
No, he's very coping with the situation. I used to have one of those, Turnbull and Asser.
Right, but did you have MLH on yours?
No, and I didn't. I had sort of more rounded colours.
Yeah, I like that shop.
Hello, Lucy. Come on, then. Come on. Get your knickers on. And so I'd like to say to the cast of this whole production, good night and thank you very much for having us. And it's been wonderful working with you.
Not at all.
You too, you too. Jesus, it's 5 to 5.
Yes, I know it's been wonderful working with me, but it's been wonderful working with you too.
Ah, yes, we didn't fill in that gap.
No.
What, love?
Fridge.
The fridge in office
John
number
is-
3.
I don't know
Where Maureen is. Where Maureen is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. John, did he go that way?
I think John went here.
Which way did John go? That way. Got it.
Got it.
See you
Hello,
tomorrow.
how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Found the farm person.
Yeah, I know. Bullshit. Funny. Somebody going up the way again. Because it was difficult to find.
Doing on the 1970 Boys, the album of the year. I'll have all the experience behind me on my belt.
It's Jimi Hendrix.
Can't say any fairer than that.
If it
Can't
wasn't
say any fairer.
I think Jimi Hendrix is going to break up.
I think everyone's going to break up, you know, if you ask me.
I think I'll break up.
Yeah, I'll break up.
It seems to be the trendy thing to do.
Fragmented. Do you think this will help my movie career or not?
Oh, let me tell you. You've got to get the grounding, you know, while you can. Yes, you know, you need this kind of traumatic
it's a
event.
good credit.
Yeah.
Credit.
Worked on Magical Mystery Tour.
It's funny because I had a funny feeling about that. That's why I never met
See
him.
that the strength of that punch there?
I felt it, I felt it, baby. Now watch this. I didn't see anything about that. It's a question of lives. Come on, wasn't it?
Paul. I had a call from David Bailey's age.
You're not rushing.
Who wants to take him down?
So I'll have him shot then, Linda. I'll have him shot then, as well, on his own land.
David called me.
Put him down. Left or right, Michael? Left or right, Michael?
No, the actual show is the time of the best show. No rehearsals. On live, the event.
And we'll fly him out. So long.
I'll have Gandolfo put down then.
Yeah, put to sleep.
Okay.
Ta-ra.
Hey, Mal, you're not going, are you?
No.
You're coming back, aren't you?